Good morning, Puan Aini.
Good morning.
Ibu Nadia.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning,
Morning.
Puan
Puan
Azian.
Azian, yeah. Halo, good
Okay,
morning,
I
Pak
will check
Dino.
if the speaker
Pak Dino is
already
here. Good morning,
standby.
Pak
Okay,
Dino.
Pak Dino.
Yeah,
Pak Dino,
Pak Dino is here.
Ibu Melisa, and
Halo, Ibu Melisa.
Ibu Melisa.
Hello.
Pak Yhanuar. Pak Yhanuar is also here.
Oke, Pak Yhanuar. Standby ya. Oke,
Halo, iya, selamat pagi.
selamat pagi.
Oke.
Okay, so we are going to start the session today. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning for all the faculty
Nadia
members
ketempat dulu ya.
from BINUS University. And good morning for all the fellows from UITM, speakers, and all my dear students. Not only my students, also students from UITM. Welcome to International Virtual Summer Camp on our second day. And this is our first series of webinars, which will give you insight to help you developing business ideas on the last. So open up your eyes. It's a very good opportunity to have a very insightful sharings from the expertise. So as we know that COVID-19 has spread all over the world, has become the pandemic and changed all the sectors become paralyzed. So is it any possibilities that we can develop any business in this pandemic period? I'm not going to answer that because I already have the expertise here. We have three speakers that will help us to open up our mind about how to develop the business from three perspectives. The first is we have Dr. Dino Leonandri. Can you spotlight to Dr. Dino Leonandri? Kak Ino.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay. Good morning. Okay. Hello, Dr. Dino. Dr. Dino is now General Manager of Marriott International in Belitung. And I need to mention the name of Dr. Dino. Watch out. Okay, Dr. Dino Leonandri SAMA CBMCHACHIA. Well, a very long title, yes, sir. Okay, previously, Dr. Dino Leonandri was Vice President Group Operations from Metropolitan Golden Management, also Swiss Bell Hotel International, a General Manager, and lecturer, also the lecturer of Trisakti for Tourism, right? Okay, so hello, Dr. Dino. How are you?
Good, thank you, Nadia.
Okay, so
Everyone.
we will go to the next speaker. I will introduce the next speaker. We have Miss Melisa Irene. Hello, Miss Melisa.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Miss Melisa is the youngest partner of East Venture, graduated from financial in BINUS International. Previously was the resident of EV Hive, also the marketing intern in Procter and Gamble, also the coach in Adam Cool Learning Technologies Group. Okay, very young, very talented, and have long of the experience in financial, of course. Miss Melisa will share about the financial perspective, also from the startup company. And hello, Miss Melisa, how are you?
Good. Hope everyone
Good.
is well.
Yeah, okay. Good to see you today. Yeah. Okay. Hope we can have a very insightful sharings from you. And the next we have our last speakers, Mr. Yhanuar Purbokusumo. Now is the strategic director of FAB Group. Hello, Miss Yhanuar, Mr. Yhanuar.
Hello,
How are
good
you?
morning, everyone.
Yeah. Mr. Yhanuar will share from the communication perspective. He has lots of experience from agency to agency, right? So she can give a very good strategic planning about the communication perspective. Not only the strategic director of FAB Group, previously he is also the strategic director service in Wonderman Thompson and also Mirum Agency, head of strategy. Okay, I can tell that you can give a very insightful strategic planning in this session. Okay, so I'm gonna mention the agenda for today. Every speakers will have 15 minutes to share from their perspective, and after that we are going to have Q&A sessions. For Q&A sessions, students, you can put your questions on the chat, or you can directly raising hands for the Q&A sessions. Okay, so we will start from Mr. Dino Leonandri. Mr. Dino are going to share the video first ya, Pak?
Itu aja, the
What?
presentation first.
Oh, the
PowerPoint.
presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, the PowerPoint. Okay, I'm gonna share your PowerPoint. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see the screen? Oops.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Oops. Yeah. Dr. Dino, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. Good morning, everyone. As introduced, I'm Dino Leonandri, one of the GM of the Marriott International Hotel in Indonesia. I will share to all of you about Indonesian tourism, especially in hotel industry, starting from pre and post COVID-19. Yeah. In the beginning, in the March 5, Indonesian government announced the 19 COVID emergency. After the WHO announced the sharp increase in COVID casualty in 3 countries like Iran, Italy, and South Korea. Migrants from these 3 countries must have a health certificate when they enter Indonesia. This policy will be active in last March 2020. Okay, next slide. Next slide, Ibu Nadia.
Okay.
So for the visitor from China remaining effect in accordance with this statement from our Minister of Foreign Affairs on February 2nd, the regulation, so all the will be entry or transit Indonesia or the visitor should be have the medical check in our airport, and so to the custom when entered Indonesia. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And this is information about protocol from handling the returning of Indonesian citizen, also some of the foreigners that in some of the, for example, in Jakarta, we doing the what we call like the lockdown, but we call the PSBB. PSBB is the limited lockdown for the Jakarta area, especially for the hotel, shopping mall, and etc. Next slide, please. This is the, I will read fastly just to say, to make the information that the protocol for the handling in some of the business in Jakarta, especially also in Bali, especially for the hotel industry, and also impact to the business of our hotel in Indonesia. Next, please. Okay. Learning from the condition of the market hotel in China. starting from January 2020 when the COVID start to infect the business hotel in China, and there is almost 90% of the hotel occupancy in China, and some of the hotel, 90% of the hotel in China also closed. And then, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the curve that mentioned that all the Asian countries, 50% of the hotel starting from January affected some of the hotel, especially in Bali. Until now, 90% of the hotel in Bali still closed. Only few hotel that's still open, but most is closed because of the there is no flight from other countries starting from March until July, and some of the flight already open start from this August, yeah. Especially from the Asian countries only. Yeah. Next, please. This is the tough and the problem, the major problem in our hotel industry when the pandemic is impacted to our industry, starting from our labor costs. Because when the hotel is open, we still have to pay the labor costs, and labor cost is around 38% from all the hotel revenue is charged to the labor cost. Another thing is the utility, like the electricity, water, gas, is around 28%, the component of the cost of expense from the revenue of the hotel. Another thing is also we have still to pay the tax and government charges for the hotel when the hotel is still open. And also some of the hotel that has the loan to the bank, they have to also to install the payment to the bank when the hotel is closed or there is no guest. So meaning there is no income to the hotel, and all the general manager has to focus to control the cash flow to maintain for these expenses like labor costs, utility, taxes, and also the bank loan. Next, please. Next slide, please, Mbak Nadia. So this is the time. Sorry, sebelumnya. Can you back to? Nah, okay. Yeah. This is the tough of our tough time for the tourism. Like example in Jakarta, starting from March until July, the occupancy hotel in Jakarta is only 13.6%. Usually before the COVID, the occupancy city in Jakarta around 70 to 80% occupancy, so drop until to 13.6%. And also in Bali is more suffer. Now occupancy is 1.9%. And also in Bandung is the city near from Jakarta, the occupancy also only 7.1%. As you know that the hotel business, the break-even point, it should be 30% of the occupancy of hotel to cover all the expenses. Next slide, please. Next slide, please, Mbak Nadia. This is some of the Bali that if you see that there is the decrease from the tourism that come to Bali starting from the April, yeah, until July and until August. Some only a few hotel that already open in Bali. Next, please. Next slide, please. Some of the flight also reschedule, and some of the already closed the schedule to go to Bali, and now August for the international flight will be open on September. So the effect I think will be until the end of this year. Next, please. Now this is the loss from all the revenue, potential loss of the loss from the leisure and MICE potential business in Bali. Some of the organization like the hotel, travel agent, and also spa. This is the loss of the business starting from March until July. Next, please. Yeah, this is that I mentioned. That is the some of the international event that already scheduled in 2020 will be postponed to next year. Yeah, like the football tournament in Bali, and also like the Maybank Bali Marathon, and some of the big conference in Bali that should be on the held in 2020 should be postponed to the next year. Next, please, Bu. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Now, this is the how currently some of the hotel not focusing not to sell the rooms, but they trying to sell also the F&B. Before the COVID, we concentrate on room. 60% all the hotel concentrate to room sales, but now we concentrate to sell an F&B for food delivery and etc. So also due to there is no flight to Indonesia or to Bali, some of the hotels should be concentrate to grab the local market with the program like staycation for the Balinese or the people around Bali, Jakarta, that can be overlanded, not using the flight from Jakarta to Bali. Next, please. Next, please. Next, Bu Nadia. Our government also doing the some of the relaxation of tax to support all the business, because the business is going down. So some of the tax already stop or postpone until until all the business can business can work normally. Some of the government regulation to help the hotel industry or tourism industry is suspend some of the hotel tax, but only a few city that already implemented, because this tax is income for the local government income. Next, please. Next. And now we're still using the rapid test for all the passengers that go and come to some of the area in Indonesia as the supporting document for the flight documentation. Next. Next, book. Next. Some of the protocol is already implemented in the hotel and also in the tourism industry to avoid the COVID-19 with using the technology for the hotel, like using the currently we don't have any menu in the restaurant, using the QR code, menu, so the guests will scan the QR code and we'll see all the menu from the hotel. Is to avoid the COVID-19. Next slide. This is the sample of our new protocol. Maybe Bu Nadia can play the video. This is our new protocol for the hotel industry. Bu Nadia.
Yes, I will share the video ya. Oh, wait a minute.
This is our new protocol in hotel for all the function in her hotel. Starting when the guests coming to the hotel, we use to check the body temperature, and we wash all the luggage from the guests with disinfectant. And we are also implemented the distinct, and also we use the sneeze guard. So to avoid the sneeze, we using the sneeze guard like this. This COVID cause the hotel should be add another expenses, especially for the chemical. This is the QR code for the guests who want to pick the menu and everything. And we use the new protocol for all the rooms. So the room after tamu checkout can be set 24 hours after the the guest checkout. All the public facility will be disinfected every 2 hours. Okay, Ibu Nadia, I think that's all from our side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Give applause, maybe virtual applause. Okay, so now it's really opened up my mind that I can go to a staycation again, ya Pak. So every hotel must have their own health protocol to make sure that the guest is safe from the virus. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Dino, for the sharings. We'll move to the second speaker, Miss Melisa Irene. Are you ready to share?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I
Thank
don't
you.
have any, but I am looking forward to probably get receptive Q&A after this. The topic will be sharing about what it is from the perspective of finance to the startup industry. So maybe a little bit of background for those who might not know about startup industry. Basically, startup industry are mostly companies that is in the internet businesses. They can be from the very basic one in, I think we have friends from Malaysia, companies that you shop to like Shopee, Lazada is the simplest one, or you see how Lala Move or like other in Indonesia, Ninja Fan, or like companies logistic that delivers to your house. So this kind of companies is very popular. The typical way that they survive is through financial instruments of funding. So they usually start very small, group of young people have an idea how to industry, and they go with like a smaller round of funding from, maybe they call it like angel funding, couple of like group of friends or families who give them money to run the business, and as they go get like some confirmations of the business, then they get like money from institutions. So money from institutions also range quite there's a range, like they call it like, early stage or like seed funding, couple of $100,000 for example. And as they prove their businesses, they go and raise more funds. So the nature of these kind of businesses is actually, people say that, oh, it's a cash burning kind of businesses, is because they usually try to get market share. If I take example like Grab or Gojek, if you realize a lot of them go with discounts and promotion, it's a strategy first. So it's interesting time for is because now that the demand are like slowing down heavily, a lot of questions lies upon like what happens to these companies who are heavily reliant on like funding. Now that the demand is not yet there, is it make sense to actually do these things? It's interesting period of time for a lot of people, is because for the past 2 years, there's a big discussion on how do we make startup companies more sustainable, so that can they actually do more responsible spending in the way that there is actually not only promotion, but also like going to the, what we call the path to profitability. What happens is COVID actually slashed a lot of clarity for these companies, is to say is that now they have to think about corporate governance much more than they think it used to be. And I think if couple of friends also from Indonesia. Indonesia has been a land of opportunity. So if people try to look at Southeast Asia, they try to look at it as a like a big block of like, oh, is it like a US? Is it like a European Union? But it's very different. It's because Southeast Asia is compilations of like different cultures mixed together. So a lot of people think that Indonesia is the biggest opportunity because of our population size and also in terms of like the amount of like startup companies on how they call it unicorn after they reach a 1 billion valuations, for example. So that's like the startup industry. So what COVID brings about is the more universality towards, okay, now there is no startup companies or like non-startup companies. It is really companies and what is important to survive during the pandemic. So what we think about it is what the pandemic brought about is the point of view of how do we look at the category? How is the COVID impacting this? And we can look at it from two perspectives, actually. The first perspective is to look at the industry at which companies are operating. And there is a natural selection is to say which category or industry is winning, which category is losing, and which category is in the gray area. Winning, I think like a lot of you would actually understand too and actually experience yourself. You have more screen time in your mobile phone is because of the work from home. TikTok is very popular in Indonesia and it started to get even more popular during the work from home is because now you are having more free time to do. And for students as well, I feel that probably is the same case. So media is a big industry that is actually winning from this because suddenly I remember during a lot of research say that people would spend maybe 3 to 4 hours, simply go like 5 to 6 hours during the COVID lockdown. So that's media. Second is education technology. Pak Dino mentioned about how the policy was taking into effect, and it takes into effect for a lot of like activities that we usually do as a social members, right? You usually go to school, you usually go to the university. That's not the case now. It's because there's a restriction towards the movement and mobility of you as a person. But these kind of essentials activities still needs to be done. So what changes is actually the platform at which this activity takes place. It's amazing we are doing this in the Zoom webinar and we suddenly can easily get like friends from Malaysia and Indonesia at the same place. So education is a big, education tech is a big beneficial also for what the we call it like a faster adoptions of innovation, right? So we would thought that there needs to be a huge change of behavior for people to, like, if we used to go like going to classes and all, and people say that why don't we just go study via Zoom calls? It wasn't a behavior that is easy to introduce, but because of the structural push from the government, then it is something that is mandatory. Everyone is doing it. The third industry we talk about probably is healthcare, and this is where it becomes very apparent, and for the risks and opportunities as well. So healthcare, like we talk about the healthcare content, for example, like a lot of people probably don't really know about how the method of you like identifying viruses and what does it mean to your body. So it's like now that this kind of pandemic hits you, you start to understand that the life is very important and how do we take care of ourselves better. So a lot for longest time, healthcare content and healthcare services, it struggles a lot. It's because in Indonesia has the smallest ratio from like, they call it like bed to population ratio. So it's like how many hospital beds exist for a certain number of population. We are very low in that. And because our, the society and the way that our government built the hospital is still under development. But now a lot of like societies are starting to feel that it's important to at least know, like I think everyone here knows what's COVID. Everyone knows what is rapid test. Everyone knows what is PCR test. So those are the things that we probably will never understand have this COVID not happen. So it's actually a beneficiary. The fourth industry I want to talk about is e-commerce. And I hope everyone feels the same too. Like we shop even more when we were at home. Easier to open your like Tokopedia or Lazada account and to just look at things. I think the for us a lot of the behavior is that essential goods. You stock up like the hand sanitizers. You stock up like all the essentials you need to take care of your family, shoppings, and you start to buy if you have to work from home, you start to buy your chairs, you start to buy your desk because at home maybe it is not designed for you to actually be productive like the furniture. So e-commerce is a big beneficiaries as well. And I see like a lot of I talk a lot of like the Grab and the driver. They're saying like there's a spike, especially in the early times where COVID happens. E-grocery is a very interesting topic that I actually very interested about. It's like we are very used to go to the supermarket in buying your fruits and vegetables. Now that it is restricted, it started to actually gain momentum. You start to feel that a lot of we talk to a lot of like couple of our portfolio companies that they feel that there is a huge spike in demand, especially during the week after the 16 March, where government decided that it is a PSBB and people are not going out and they start to stock this up. So those kind of behavior we probably have projected will happen maybe 2 to 3 years from now, but we have seen it today. So that's the good side. That's the winning category. But there's also the losing category that is directly impacted negatively by the restriction of mobility. Travel, for example, Padino also have showed on how you just can't travel. It's impossible to do that is because airlines are not operating and the government enforcing people don't go. So the locomotive behind travel is impacted directly. Your flight, and you've seen on how many airlines are actually going on either bankruptcy or consolidations. It's because you suddenly see and this is also the substance of like supply and demand, right? So you see a huge shrinkage in demand, but the supply has been built to cater to a certain level of demand, and you suddenly lost all of that. So the quick way to do it is to cut it out and to save on your operating costs so you don't have to incur so much cash out. But second is to do consolidation, efficiency. So you're making your company smaller, and that makes sense because the demand is actually small, but you also still survive. So when the demand actually picks up, you have the resources to actually capture that level of demand. So that's travel and hospitality as a whole. It's actually I feel that it is going to pick up. It's just going to take time, but currently it's really suffering out of the impact of the regulation. The other part is like leisure and entertainment, concerts, or we've seen on how people do like go out to parks. They and I saw this like Disneyland and this kind of thing. Then that really reliant on like a big group of people traveling to a certain place, getting a lot of like revenue based on that is actually very, very suffering. And even until today, let's say the cinema is still not yet open, and you see on how the company has built the asset, they only get revenue if people come in. So it's actually how to say, it's really, really tough time for them. Or the more losing one is also offline retail. So a lot of you buy stuff from online now because that's the easiest option. But we used to buy stuff from offline, right? You go to your clothings and all you shop, you go to the shopping mall. Again, where it relies on concentrations of people coming to us to one place to do a lot of like activity shopping. So it's actually the one that's actually quite suffering too, is because people are cautious of going out, and even if they go out, there's a limited number of people that can be present in a certain square foot of area. So those are the some industry we think are like losing as per now. But the interesting part for me is actually the emerging either. Like you don't know yet whether it's winning, you don't know yet whether it is like losing, and this is an area where people still bet, and like venture capital like us try to look at how these companies innovate during this time. We talk about sectors like digital transformation. The fact that we are all now talking via Zoom is one of the way to communicate to people. There are also like other kind of digital transformation tools, let's say to track what employees doing. whether the employee is working or not, like what hours do they spend and all. So these are one area. Second is logistic and supply chain, right? Although you don't go out, but the goods come to you still through a build-up of infrastructure in logistic and supply chain. How do you get your frozen food coming to your home, for example? How do you get your ice cream delivered to you? How can you get, and a lot of times now, you actually can buy pempek Palembang and get it delivered to you. No, it's because there's already players that builds the infrastructure that is for delivery, and now this is the time that if they can reinvest very well, they actually have the chance to be their industry to be a winning industry at this point of time. The most interesting part for me is on how I've seen the imaging either also come from the industry that is losing, but innovate or transform very quickly. I'd like to take example of like leisure and entertainment, for example. Let's talk about concert. So concert for a longest time, they rely on people coming down. You book stuff like Jakarta warehouse projects or like the stadium where people watch footballs all together. There are companies or like how production houses are able to innovate and they go with live streaming. And what turned out to be, then you started to be able to gather even more people. Because in concert, you rely on people to travel to certain specific locations and there is a barrier to do that. Like, oh, you have to buy the ticket, you have to buy the hotel for you to stay. But when you do it virtually, this is actually a spending that these people don't have to, and suddenly you open up your access market to more number of people, new group of customers, because the price actually gets cheaper. There are already like companies or like production houses able to do that. So what I think very interesting is that even if they are in the losing sector, if they're able to innovate and they're able to transform, they actually get like much more winning out of this industry. Second is also how I see like companies like pivoting, but not pivoting like really out of the core of the business, but really trying to change the way that they do businesses. Fashion groups, for example, there are like people who and a small SME who are selling like fashion goods, and suddenly who buys fashion because we don't go out and we don't care about like what we wear anymore. I wear t-shirt every day. I just don't start to not care anymore. But this industry is heavily impacted, right? So what they do, they change their business model. So instead of like going through like a fashion items, they go and create like the PPE, like the equipments for the nurses and the doctors where it is essentials. Or second, they go and they create like face mask, the mask that you use, like a lot of like there are a lot of like nice design, and I've seen on how these companies or these small and medium enterprise are really able to create their own market, change their positioning, and really be able to sell well. So that is the part where I think entrepreneurship really can win. The topic today talk about entrepreneurship, and I think very relevant. I don't think COVID is a bad thing that happened. Crisis, I think we live in the world where crises do have to happen once in a while. It's impossible to do. And if you are economic students, you realize that it's actually a weird time. After 20 years, we don't have any crisis. It's like not possible, right? So it's about to come. It's just come in quite a big way, because the basic infrastructure is not the economic fallout. It's actually the healthcare fallout that the economy cannot depend on it. So, but what it says about it is that there is going to be a creations of new opportunities. But Dino talk about hotel right now, and I've talked to some people to say that there are a lot of hotels on sale, especially the secondary one, is because they can't rely on the very high OPEX. But does it mean that travel is here to live? I don't think so. It's just going to be refreshed, a new player going to come in. Travel is going to change. Offline retail is going to change. Everything's going to change. And for a good spotlight, I think it creates a new opportunity for people who are able to see in between the lines how our industry going to be, in the next 6 months. Will people go in a big group and go to the big event? Probably that's not the case. So those who are able, companies who are able to survive are companies who are able to predict the market behavior, what's going to happen after, and create their own offerings based on that. So I guess for many people who are going to start entrepreneurship, this is actually a good time, because there's a reset of like starting point. Everybody gonna start at zero. So for it's not fortunate for the people who actually go already like in a certain position in the market, because probably they are already reaping the opportunity, but it's the time there's a force for innovation. People have to innovate in the upline. Those who are starting, they suddenly get like a same kind of exposure where, hey, you still have to, if people starting, they really have to have innovations at the core. So now you and the big guy actually on the starting point. So I think it's still a good time.
Okay. Well, thank you for the sharings. So you shared about the benefits, the industry that get benefit, also that get lost from this pandemic. Also, actually, I like this part when you say they are going to start from zero. Of course, yeah. So actually, people can develop anything but they just need to try harder in this pandemic area. But it's not possible. It's not impossible for them to create something new and create the innovations. Okay, thank you, Miss Melisa, for sharings. So we are going to have our third speaker, Mr. Yhanuar. Mas Yhanuar, are you ready? Okay. So, okay, you prepare the presentations. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Pak Dino, Melisa, for the explanation from the other industries and then from the investor point of view about how we can deal with this COVID-19, the pandemic, how to grow. So I put this presentation, the title is Driving Growth in Tough Times, because this pandemic is very tough times. Like we all know that, this COVID-19, this coronavirus puts the world into economic recession. Like Korea, Japan, Singapore, and the latest Germany have declared that they will face the economic recession. And then, the whole world will find recession. Many companies will shut down and everything. So it's a really tough time for economic for us, everyone for us. And also about the brands in Indonesia as well. And then the bad news is that this pandemic is still far from over. So like just like Bill Gates said, like it's the effective vaccine will be nearly spring 2021, means like it's around Q2, Q3 2021. So it's still far. So when I get the theme for this webinar, like business opportunity post pandemic, it's like, no, it's not post pandemic, it's still in the pandemic, and then this pandemic is still far. So yeah, we need to bear with this situation for the long time. And then the question is, how can we survive and find opportunity growth in this tough situation? Especially for my industry, where I work in advertising agencies. Like advertising agencies, it's a B2B business. Like we work to serve the client, to serve the brands, to grow their business. So if their business get affected with this coronavirus, means like our business get affected as well. For example, it's really tough now to get more budget for campaigns and everything, because all the clients reduce their communication budget because their sales is not good during this pandemic. So as the advertising agencies, we need to find out how can we help the clients grow their business, so in return we can grow our business as well. So this is the big question that that we have, how to survive and even find the opportunity growth in this tough situation. This is long ago, Albert Einstein said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we use when we create them. So this is very, very tough, like, and very true, because we cannot use like all that we know previously, all the dozen of years of experiences and everything to handle with this pandemic, because this is like the big event, like big event that happened in our generation. Our previous generation faced like World War II, World War I, but our generation, this is our biggest worst event in our generation. And then we cannot use maybe most of our experience before, the previous generation, because we don't face this situation before. That's the tough one about to answer the question, how to find opportunities to grow. And then I want to show this picture, like this is from SpaceX. So yesterday, the Dragon crew getting back to the Earth from the space. So this is very interesting, like how SpaceX as the private company can send people to outer space. It's very interesting because previously it's only happened for different from nations supported with the funding from government. One thing that I want to capture here is that one genius thing that Elon Musk with the SpaceX do is that they make space exploration affordable because they use reusable launch system. Because like from the first time man sending people to the moon, to the outer space, they're always like the part of the rockets that will only use once, that's disposable. So NASA and China and all the countries spend millions of dollars for rockets that can only use once. So it's very expensive to send people to space. But SpaceX, with this Falcon 9, this is the picture of Falcon 9, they think differently. They feels like, oh, the rockets should not only use once. We need to build a rocket that can use a couple of times, something that we can reusable again. And then by developing that rockets, that reusable rockets, then they can use the rocket again and again, and then they can reduce the budget of sending people to space. They reduce the budget of space exploration. This is something genius that SpaceX and Elon Musk have developed with simple thinking. Simple doesn't mean easy, right? Simple thinking like, why don't we use the rocket for the next exploration? Why don't we just dispose everything? But what if we can use it again? And then this is the thinking that we need to have like different kind of approach. Because why Elon Musk or why SpaceX become the first company who think about this? Because yeah, like NASA and China and everyone, or the government space program, they think like, okay, a disposable launch system is something that developed from the beginning. So everyone's still doing it. For years, we're doing it. So they just keep doing the same. But SpaceX, they think differently, like we need to do different approach. Why don't we use the reusable launch system? With the simple mindset, and then they explore on that, do all the research for that from 2015, and then they really succeed in 2018, and then they continue to succeed to have like reusable launch system in this 2020. And we need to have that kind of mindset like Elon Musk. Like we cannot use the old systems if we want to have like better result. So that turns me into learning about new things. I learned new things about human-centered design from IDEO. IDEO is the global design company that create possible impact through design. So they design solution for their clients. They design solution, not just communication, they design the experience solution to solve clients' daily problems, especially clients and their consumers' daily problem. And then this is something different with my field. So most of the advertising people only learn from another advertising agencies, what the advertising agencies do and everything. But me and my friends, and this is something that I also introduced to FAB as well, like we need to explore, learn from different industries. We cannot just learn from advertising industries. And then I learned from IDEO. One thing that I learned a lot is that let's start with what people need and then not with what we can make. For advertising agency, let's not start with the campaign. Let's make app. No, let's start with what actually the people need, what the consumer need. So this is like the app that IDEO create with Vroom, the company that helps parents to optimize the brain development for their toddlers, for 5 years old, 1 to 5 years old toddlers. So they developed the app, not just, okay, this app can do this and this can teach you parents this and that. No, they built with understanding, they research about the mom and then find out like their needs is that mom wants to teach their kids, but their time is very limited. So they need to, the time is very limited, so they need to find a way on how I can teach my kids without using different times, like need to spare time to do the teaching because their schedule is already tough. So Vroom come up with this solution that parents can teach their children by just using the similar activities that they usually do. I can give you the video.
Being a dad, it's not easy. Learning how to balance everything.
You know, I question myself every day if I'm being good to her, if I'm doing the right thing for her, if I'm teaching her the right stuff.
The brain develops most rapidly in the first 5 years of life. During this time, children will form the foundation for lifelong learning.
Vroom showed us that we didn't have to put more on our plate. It's about what we already do, trying to make those moments worth it.
From the moment your baby is born, the interactions you share with them can help strengthen the connections that build their brain. Vroom has worked with scientists and experts to turn this brain-building science into something simple. Something that doesn't change what you do with your child, but how you do it. We call it the 5 brain-building basics. Look, even before babies can talk, they're showing you what they're interested in. Look into their eyes or at what catches their eye and begin brain building. Follow. Powerful brain-building moments are created when you let children lead the way. And you follow by responding to their words, sounds, actions, and ideas. Chat. It may not seem like it, but the sounds and gestures young children make are their way of communicating with you. So talk out loud together, even if they can't talk yet, and keep chatting as your children grow, engaging them and learning about the world around them. Take turns. Back and forth interactions between you and your children are one of the most important ways to help their brains develop. So be sure to take turns while you're talking, playing, or exploring with your children. Stretch. Make the moment last longer by building on what your child says or asking follow-up questions that expand your child's thinking and learning. When you stretch the conversation with questions like, "What do you think about that?" or "How does that make you feel?" you're stretching the brain-building moments too. By partnering with families, brands, and community organizations, Vroom is here to help trigger brain-building interactions between you and your child, using the moments you already share together.
You've actually taught your child something when you don't think you're teaching. He's learned something new and he's still learning. When she gets something, it makes me feel like I'm the best mom in the world.
You already have what it takes to be a brain builder. After all, when you look down at them, there's a reason they're already looking up to you. Vroom. Make any moment a brain-building moment.
Yeah. So this is the app that Vroom created. So this is very inspiring for me because this is not the work of the advertising agency. This is the work of companies, design companies who develop solution for the customer or people. So they're not just create application who can teach kids everything. No, they start with, okay, moms have the needs to teach their kids, but they're very limited with time. So how can they teach kids without spending more time? And this is really inspiring me. So, and we actually, with my friends, with my colleague, develop the campaign, develop the communication based on the findings that we got learning from the IDEO. So once a couple of time ago, we got a brief from Pizza. It's a pizza the brief is want to selling the pizza for lunch. So yeah, the problem is that for us, when we do the research, that people don't see like pizza for Indonesians for lunch. Indonesian people eat pizza, but not for lunch. We're not American, we're not Italian. So, but we see from observation, from research to audience, this is something that we need to do to understand the consumer need. We see like there's a moment, there is a pain point that we can utilize. Like people hate when they have conversation in back to work related things when they're running out of topics during their lunchtime with their friends. So what we make is that not just campaign about eating pizza during lunch, but we create an experience to make pizza more social. So it's not just pizza to fill your stomach, it's pizza to fill up your conversation. So when people take one pizza from here and then they get a truth or dare question there, for example, like who's your office crush, for example, and then there, would you dance and sing a song? And then we turn like eating pizza, we turn like lunch from just eating lunch into an experience to have a better social moments. That's how we turn the communication. Communication is not about campaign, but also give the experience. So like this. And then if they finish all the pizza, they can go, they can scan the QR code and then goes to our social media and see how they can find more place to engage, to socialize with their friends. Like this. So based on our learning, we turn the communication from selling just pizza brand who tell office workers to take pizza for lunch, we turn into the pizza brand who helps office workers to have better social lunch time with pizza. So we change the communication, not just selling pizza, but have better social lunch time. So we think that creative agencies during this pandemic, we need to shift the role of communication to help our clients, to help our partners, the clients with brands that have problems with this business. We need to shift the role of communication, shifting from merely telling. Changing from merely telling audience about what to do to helping audience on how to do. So it's not just about how to sell, saying that you need to eat pizza during lunch. No, but it's helping audience how to do that. And then I want to show you like the typical advertising commercials during this pandemic that really similar, that makes everything become boring because it really focus on only what to do.
When we first opened our doors.
Since 1926.
Since 1978.
For 60 years.
For 75 years.
For over 80 years. In 90 years.
For over 100 years. Nationwide has been on your side.
Restaurants have always been there for you.
Nissan has been with you through thick and thin. We will do what we've always done.
Take care of people.
We're people.
People.
People. People.
People.
People and family.
Family.
Family. Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Family. Families are families.
Families.
Even now.
Especially now.
Especially now.
Right now.
Now more than ever.
More than ever.
Today, more than ever.
Today, more than ever.
At times like this. At times like these.
During these difficult times.
In these troubled times.
Challenging times.
Trying times.
In these times of uncertainty.
During this time of great uncertainty.
During these uncertain times.
During these uncertain times.
In uncertain times.
In uncertain times. Uncertain times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
This unprecedented moment in our history.
It's time of social distancing. While things have slowed down. As we turn more inside. While the doors may be closed.
While the distance between us has gotten bigger.
The more we stay apart,
We still find ways to stay close, even when we're apart.
even if we can't stand closer than 6 feet.
We can all stay connected to work, school, and most importantly, to each other.
There's still ways to touch each other.
All without leaving the comfort and safety of your home. Without leaving the safety of your home.
From home.
Home. Your home.
At home.
Home. Home. Home. Home. Home.
Home. Home. That's the key.
Buick and GMC are here to help. Con Edison is here to help.
Here to help.
Our teams are here.
We are
That's the typical commercial right now, like telling people to stay strong together. We're now apart, but we can stay together, and then we're here to help. So this is like inspirational commercials, but about you need to handle with this COVID-19, but actually it doesn't give you the solution. What should I do to get over it? What should I do to handle this pandemic? It's just saying, not helps you to overcome with it. So we need to change that kind of the communication to help our clients, to help the brands to grow. We need to change the role of communication. For example, this is what I give to my client about when we have like problems about how to make kids learn to save money to the bank. This is from the bank. So our communication has changed. We're not goes for this typical communication that become the bank who tells parents that teaching children to save money is good to foster responsibility. This is like typical communication that many agencies will take. Like, hey, parents, teaching children to save money is good to foster their responsibilities. Well, actually, by saying this is nothing new information. Like all parents know that saving is good. But the problem is that kids love more to spend money instead of saving. So we goes with the direction on how we communicate to the bank, like this is the bank who helps parents to instill the children that saving money and develop responsibilities could be as exciting as spending money. Because kids love spending money, but they hate saving money. So through our communication, we help develop the kids to not just learn about saving, but make saving as fun as spending money. So we come up with ideas like on how we create the games on playing like Tamagotchi back then. On if you need to feed your pet, if you don't feed your pet, and then your pet will die. And then if your pet die means that you're not responsible. So it teaches you to be responsible. And then to make you keep playing with this game, you need not spending money because many games make you spending money. But this app helps you you can keep playing with these games not by spending money but by more saving. The more you save your money, the more food you can give to your digital pet. This is something that we develop to the brand. So the communication, we just not saying like be responsible, but showing how to make the saving be more effective for them. And then this is the last slide about, this is like my pro bono project with my toddler, my daughter school. Like the school, because they know that I work in marketing advertising agency, they asked me to, can we say, because they get impact like parents afraid to bring their kids to school because of this pandemic. So they're asking if can we make a campaign? Can we make a communication to the parents like this is the school that it's now safe to bring your toddler to school because all the health protocol and everything is safe. But to be honest, if we talk with parents, it's still difficult to make sure the parents want to bring their kids, especially toddler, to school, because toddler you cannot teach toddler not to touch everything. So we turn communication into more on how the school become helping parents to become teacher for their own toddlers by equip them with education and tools. So I told to the teacher at school, so you need to change the school from school teaching toddlers into teaching parents having toddlers. So this is like the communication approach that I take. So change from just telling what to do into showing and give example and then utilize them on how to do. So last slide. Our life won't be the same after the coronavirus pandemic ends, if it's this year or next year, but our life won't be the same. When the pandemic ends, we either become stronger and find more opportunities, or we become obsolete and cannot adapt with the new world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mas Yhanuar, for the sharings. So start with what people need, not what we can make, right? Yeah, I also struggle. Accompany my daughter school from home. So advertising or marketing agencies should start to tell me what I need to do with my daughter as a toddler. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Yhanuar, for the sharings. We already lots of questions actually, so I will start from the questions. Okay, I will share the questions. Okay, questions. First question is from Akbar. Okay, is to Ibu Melisa. I'm Akbar from BINUS. After pandemic hit, in your opinion, what comes first for the startups, growth or profitability? Maybe it's also for Mr. Yhanuar, yeah. Growth or profitability? Melisa?
Yeah. I think sustainability becomes very important. From then, there is a big topic about growth at all costs. So it will be very difficult to go with that blanket strategy. So I think the big topic will be a responsible corporate governance. It will be the same for all companies. Either they are going for growth, it has to be a responsible growth strategy. Does it mean have to be directly profitable? Not necessarily, but startups need to be very clear about what they are aiming for and the risk and the investment as well. So I think this crisis actually brings a big clarity. What do you want to achieve? If you want to achieve growth, they have to be able to answer at what cost and at which they are very clear why they need that growth, let's say. Or if people think that the business model is best to get for profitability, it's also the same. The question becomes, how do we reach to profitability?
Okay, so spending with responsible, yeah. Okay, thank you. And the next questions we have from Pak Gatot. Given the current pandemic situation, what will be the future of hospitality industry? What other adjustments should industry do to cope with the current difficulties? Maybe it's for Pak Dino, yeah. Pak Dino, how is it? What will be the future of hospitality industry? Yeah.
Okay, as mentioned before, that currently the hotel targeted is only to cover the OPEX, meaning to achieve the break-even point. So with this pandemic condition, the hotel will make some adjustment, ranging from organization with downsizing the level of service and also the level of the number of the manning until December, I think, or maybe until the next year. Yeah. The possibility of business will be normal, I think, the second semester of the next year. So multi-skill for all staff is a must. So we will make the downsizing to make our organization chart more slim, and some of the staff will be multi-skill. So not only front office can serve front office, but he can also doing the F&B stuff. Now, this is a condition that should be implemented to the all hotel because of the number of sales is not increased until the end of the year. So hotels should think twice to make the slim of the organization, and also don't forget to make also still the creative promotion to grab, yeah, especially the local market, yeah, because only few the traveler that goes to your area, for example to Bali, only from Indonesian only a citizen, from the foreigners still not come to Bali,
They're
right?
not open.
This is.
It's still closed. Okay. It's
Uh,
also for Pak Dino, ya? Yeah.
I want to add on the hospitality industry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can sense like there's so many challenges there, but I think one opportunity that might be worth to explore is that what if we can help like bring that hospitality services. So it's not currently it's like make people goes to hospitality place like for hotel everything. Why don't we do the like bring the hospitality service to your house? Because like
Okay.
really feel bored with everything at home, so, and all the struggle at home. Why? And they want to have like refreshment. Why don't we bring the hospitality services to your house? Like for example, like dining, restaurant dining, and everything to your house. Maybe it can be something worth to explore.
Yeah, currently some of the hotels already implemented like the food delivery to near the neighbor near the hotel. Also, he sell the housekeeping services, yeah, to all the in the area. The standard of the hotel, yeah,
so we can enjoy the service like a 5-star service at home, right?
Correct.
That's a very great idea.
Yeah.
And lots of money, of course. But for the experience, so selling the experience, right? Okay, and yeah, it's also thank you, Mas Yhanuar, for the sharing as well. And Pak Dino, you have another questions from Hazwan Mubarak. Does hospitality industries currently are on sustaining the business phase and not targeting to gain profit? Because the promotion held by hotel is quite cheap during the pandemic, but the expense of the hotel is increasing due to the COVID-19 SOP. Really? Are you sure it's the promotion is quite cheap?
Yeah,
okay, maybe Pak Dino can answer this.
As I mentioned earlier, that currently the hotel target or the hotel focusing is not to gain the profit. They realize that only a few targets segmented that we can grab. So our all hotel industry now until December, the target is not going to get the profit. I think the best solution is to achieve the break-even point is the more good than loss from time to time. Yeah. So that I mentioned, the hotels should make the action, for example, like this that I said, that downsizing the staff and doing the promotion that not only for the in-house guests, now all the hotel promote like the food delivery and housekeeping services to other resident in near the hotel. So this is the tough time for us in hotel industry, but we have to find a solution. And now all the hotel, some are still closed because they do not want to bleeding, yeah. Because some of the hotel when open only cater 10% or single digit occupancy, it means that the owner should be inject to the operation, inject the fund to the operation. So the target for the hotel is now until December is just get the break-even point is the good, yeah. Better than you lose from month to month.
Okay, so it takes to only the brave one to take the action. Yeah. Okay, and it's also for Pak Dino from Leo. Isn't it still too early for us to travel, even for domestic alone? It is still really risky for us to do. Yes, we know that we don't want Indonesia to fell into recessions like US did, but we have to consider about the impact of COVID-19 to Indonesia. If our infected If we are impacted, keep investing more and more instead of decreasing. I think it's too premature to even consider traveling or even staycation. Okay, is it too risky, Pak Dino, to have staycation now, right now? What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. But we don't have any choices here, so we must to ensure that our hotel protocols are carried out properly
It's
and
safe.
correctly. And our Marriott has the program that we call Committed to Clean. So we're doing the clean of the whole area that I mentioned every 2 hours to make sure that our hotel is clean and free of the
And have a video to show how you already set the protocol for health protocol. Okay, thank you.
and also we have to able to compete with destinations such as in India, Vietnam, which are very aggressively promoting.
Right.
Yeah, but the important thing in the COVID control by our government is certainty to for traveler to coming to Indonesia to
Yeah.
foreigner come to
But
Indonesia.
for domestic, in your opinion, it's actually it's safe for doing the staycation.
Yeah, we still yeah we try to give the best by doing all the new protocol, the new normal
Protocol.
condition with properly and also correctly. So it will make the guests more confident to stay in our hotels.
And not only the hotel, the guests also have to follow the protocol, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. We have next questions for Kak Melisa from Syafiqah Anwar. I'm Syafiqah from UITM. In this situation, what government do to help Indonesian companies to continue the business? Yeah. And
for the government, I think a lot of what
Mhm.
they do, because the very immediate action for many companies is actually to cut the costs. And to cut the cost, usually the biggest cost is actually employee costs. Is the salary and all. So the immediate action government did last time was actually to give like a tax break for the employee. So instead of the tax the employer have to pay to the government, it's actually like they release it. So hopefully the employee get more. So one, I think there is like a relaxations to some of the GST taxes. And there is also a lot of like when a lot of like help coming here, they release some of the mostly what government able to help are from the tax perspective to the companies. So that's one. Second is that in provincial there is like they call it like bantuan sosial, where if certain people goes into a certain group of category that they are able to access like groceries and daily necessities to help alleviate the how to say the salary loss that they incur. But that's as much as the government can do lah. At this point of time, it's not that the government is bad or not, but it's a unique and not easy time. So government through taxes and through bansos, I think that's the most.
Yeah, okay. Because not only the business, the government also struggle in this pandemic. Yeah, okay. Thank you for, and you have another questions from Helmi Rafi. Due to this pandemic, the business will be hard to get approval for business or still remain the same. Okay, as we know, financial institutions also suffer in this pandemic. So the new business will struggle to get their fund to run their business. Is it other possible ways, not included government initiative, can be suggested? Wow, how is it? Is it will be hard to get approval for a business? Maybe approval from government.
The government have been quite, if it is like a simple approval, we have seen, so there is like one called, the system called like satu pintu, like one door for a lot of licenses that has been running since 2018. So it's quite helpful that it has been trained for like a couple of years. It's not of the difference, it's just that there is no physical meeting on that sense. For the financial and funding, it's indeed quite, it's not as easy as it was as for very clear reasons, but it is still, there is still opportunity to go for funding, just making sure that the business is clear. So if you talk about like, running a small business, the easiest way to do is to, you know, like to prove in a small scale that your business works. A lot of the trend here, there's called, there are many people suddenly become an entrepreneur. If they got their salary loss or they were let go by their employer, they suddenly sell food, sell fashion, sell blah, blah, blah. And then I met people who actually earn much better money from before they were employed. So I think as well as if we are clear about what we are to create, start small first, prove like the market is there, then the rest is actually, after you prove that you know what to do, then it's actually easier to navigate the conversations for potential lending or funding.
Okay, so it's still possible to have funding if you have well prepared of your for your business plan. Okay, thank you. And is this also for you? Questions from Alicia. What about the food and beverage industry? Are they on the winning or on the losing industry based on your opinion?
Depends on
food and beverage.
Based on the strategy that they have. So you see on how like food delivery becomes like a big winning industry, because people now at home, they actually order larger basket size, because now instead of you buy for yourself at office, you actually buy for your people at home. If you're able to navigate that strategy, then actually this is what I say in the gray area. Depends on what strategy you have. Then you either can be the winning or losing. If a always only focus on the offline and haven't actually figured out the way to online, then they're actually on the losing side.
Yeah. Frozen food is also something that most people interested, because they can save it on their refrigerator for a long time. Okay, thank you, Bu Melisa. And then we jump to Pak Dino again. I'm Aini from UITM. In your opinion, what can be done, especially in hospitality industry, for the customer feel comfortable to have staycation in hotel due to the pandemic? I think it's already answered before, Pak Dino, because to make them feel comfortable, maybe you can share a little bit again.
Yeah, we must ensure that the hotel following the new protocol properly and make the guests more convenient, that hotels is clean and also has the, equipped with the property equipment for the avoid the virus and COVID-19 like that.
Okay, thank you. So some people can't wait to have a staycation after this. All right. And also for Pak Dino, it's Rina Irdina from Group 2. My question is, apart from the promotions as well as the SOP used and shown through the video earlier, how the tourism industry in Indonesia attracts their local tourists? Because as we know that the case of COVID-19 in Indonesia is quite, thank you. Nah, how is it to attract the tourism industry in Indonesia for the local tourists?
Yeah, I think the first thing is our government should be make sure that all the COVID already maintained or already controlled by the government, and then we have to make the promotion of our Indonesian destination, because as I mentioned before, that we also compete with the Vietnam, India, and some other Asian countries to promote also with Malaysia to promote their destination. Yeah. But still, we have to make sure all the visitor that will come to Indonesia, that Indonesia already can control the COVID-19 properly. So it will be make the visitor sure that the Indonesian tourism is
They are safe.
safe to travel to Indonesia. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Pak Dino. And this is a question for Mas Yhanuar from Ardianta. What is the greatest impact to advertising industry during COVID-19 and how you handle it? Okay, yeah.
Like I mentioned in the beginning of my presentation, like the advertising industry get a big impact because like our clients like FMCG and all the industries getting impact, and then they reduce their marketing and advertising costs, and then it impact to us. So how we handle it, how I handle it is that just like what I present, move the site from just selling awareness, you need to brand awareness, no, but how we can help the companies to be relevant with consumer needs during this pandemic. So we're not just helping on saying about awareness, but helping their business problem. So my role in helping this, not just as advertising strategies, but more to like business partner and business strategies on how to grow their business. That's how.
Okay. So giving more solutions to the clients. Okay.
Yeah, and also the other things that I suggest to client, like let's reduce like campaigns and activity that's just for gimmicks. For example, if you do digital campaign, let's not focus on to bring more clicks, more engagement. No, but focus more on the more important part, like leads to sales. Let's focus on the activities more to how it can impact your marketing or your business impact. That I suggest to the client to be more effective.
Yeah, more research about the condition of as well. Yeah, and then it's also we have Helen from Group 6. During the pandemic, how can a public relations handle this crisis? Do the public relations still need to the Public Relation Act and raise the brand awareness during this pandemic? Okay, brand awareness, is it important to handle the crisis?
Yeah, it's quite challenging, and then brands need to show how they react with this condition carefully, because if brand feels like, oh, we're here to help you, blah blah blah, it's more like bullshit. Brand not helping me, especially if just saying without showing how to. And if some brands like giving like very happy campaign and everything, it's really not empathic as well. So we have to be very careful on how to position their brand during this pandemic. I think that's
okay. Okay, thank you. Another questions is from Irene. I'm very interested to ask this to you, to Mas Yhanuar. What do you think of the best campaign strategy for product launching during this pandemic and afterwards, which can balance the changing cultural life of the people and to minimize the cost of promotions? Okay, so what is the best campaign strategy and minimize cost of promotions? Okay, it's a very tricky questions.
Yeah, this is very
yeah,
because like it on the category of the product launch. Like if the client wants to launch the product, I will ask them first that how this product can really relate in helping people get through this pandemic situation. Is it relate with current situation, or this is something that is not related? For example, if the new product launch is that new hotel branch, for example, we will tell the client like it's not the perfect time to launch that kind of campaign because it's not really help how people can get through this pandemic situation. So it's really depend. And then what's the best strategy is that focus on how can you help consumer to get through this pandemic. Not just focus on okay, this is the product launch, excitement of the product launch. No, but how this product can help people get through their misery in this pandemic.
Yeah, showing that it's what you need nowadays in this pandemic. Yeah, okay. We have also another questions from Shafatul or Akila from group 2. It's important for Mas Yhanuar as well. Is it important to have a great packaging of our product to represent our brand at first stage of our business? Plus, can you show us how we can develop our online business from time to time during this pandemic? It has to be 2 credits
Yes,
for class, yeah. So maybe in a short in a short sentence, can you explain a little bit? What is it?
So the packaging, packaging is very important for as the first stage of your brand. Why packaging is important? It's like there's I say like don't just the book by its cover, but actually people judge by its cover. Like product as well, people judge the product by its packaging. So it's important to have like good looking packaging. But I want to also highlight it's not just about good looking packaging, but we need to have like packaging that can be useful, that have utilities to help audience to cope with their needs. For example, like I'm working with a formula milk brand that helps toddler to teach them to stimulation them the toddler. So I suggest the client that what if we can utilize your packaging, your milk packaging as part of stimulation to the kids. So make sure that your packaging is not just good but also useful. That's the important part. And so develop online business from time to time during this pandemic. It really depends on the industry, and it really depends on the target. But the most important part is that you need to talk with your audience. Like just I showed you before, for the pizza one, you need to talk with people, your audience, and then map their experience from the beginning, from they triggered about to purchase your product until they use the product. So you need to map everything and then find which pain point that they face. And then for that pain point, you need to, what is your solution to handle all these pain points? I think that's the online business.
So make a timeline of what you have to do from the beginning until the last. Okay, thank you, Mas Yhanuar. And we have actually we have questions, but because we have a very limited time, maybe last questions for Pak Dino from Haiza due to the COVID-19. Sorry. What are the preparation that hospitality industry has done in order to cope this kind of situation in the future, especially for their employees itself? Okay, for the future, what is the preparation that the hospitality should prepare for the employee?
Okay, right now, for example, in Marriott, we are still helping for all employees that have been laid off. We create the alumni group, and we will prioritize and inform about the internal vacancy for all the alumni. And also we are doing the good collaboration with other several new companies such as IKEA, Ninja Fan, and many corporations are asking for ex-Marriott employee to be hired as their employees. I think this is the good effort from our HR corporate, especially to get the new cooperation with other company that need our talented bank data in the alumni, because they sure that Marriott has the good one in terms of training and what we call the future for the staff that already maintain the training every single day, because we have the target 6 hours per staff in a month for the training in Marriott. I think this is also the effort from our corporate.
Okay, so giving more trainings, especially if you want to slim the organizations, they can do several jobs in one time. Is it? It's
Yeah.
more. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Pak Dino, for sharing. Thank you, Mas Yhanuar, Bu Melisa, for sharing. It's really nice to have you guys here. Because we are running out of time, so I really hope that you have much time to share again. But because the students already have to get to the another sessions, so maybe students, can we have pictures together before we end this sessions? Maybe, okay. Can you guys, okay, semuanya udah buka, open up your video ya. Okay, could you please? Yeah, we are going to have the taking picture before we close the sessions. Okay, the first we have 4 pages. Okay, I will start from the first pages. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And the second. 1, 2, 3. The third. 1, 2, 3. Most from the third is not opening their video. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much for all the speakers. Thank you, students, for participating in our sessions today. I wish to see you soon again. Next time, maybe on our second IVSC, because this is our first IVSC. Thank you, Mas Yhanuar. Thank you, Pak Dino. Thank you, Bu Melisa, for sharing. And maybe we can have a clap together. You can,
Thank you,
dinyalain
everyone.
aja. Thank you, Biar kedengeran clapnya, can you? Even virtually, we can give a very high appreciation for our speakers today. Okay, maybe I can give this to Bu Ajeng, maybe, or Miss Azian or Miss Aini. Do you want to say something for the speaker?
Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu Nadia, for handling this session. It's a very good sharing session that we have today. It is from Indonesian perspective, but I think it is a universal practice, in terms of industry and all the experiences that we have, due to the pandemic of COVID-19. Okay, so from your ITM, I would like to say thank you with all the speakers invited today from Indonesia. We get a lot of what we call valuable knowledge with your experts and experience related with your field. Okay, so I think Ibu Ajeng want to say something. Okay, so I pass to you, Ibu Ajeng.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Let's carry on.
Okay. So thank you so very much for today. So we end this session right now. Thank you. So see you again. Bye-bye. Thank you for all the speakers. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, speakers. Very good.
Okay. So are we going to have a break again before start the next session?
Yeah, we will have like a break of 10 minutes. However, since Pagatot is in another meeting, I'm actually also in a parallel meeting.
Okay, so I already prepared some snacks in my home. So if you want to have some snacks, you can come to my home to take some.
We can play with Andrea.
Yeah, with my kids. You can also play with my daughter.
Is the
okay, so,
speaker ready? The speaker from UITM ready? We can start in 10. And the speakers, the earlier speakers, the Indonesian speaker can stay if they want to see the how it goes with the Malaysian perspective. Would be nice. I think they dropped down. Yeah.
Yeah, already I think already leave.
Oh, they left already. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe because they have another meetings after this. So maybe we can have Didi to sing a song. Didi.
No, miss.
Aldian Tawijaya.
I don't have a good voice.
Maybe Helen.
No, miss. Didi is lying. He can sing well.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Alicia
again.
Alicia, yeah.
Alicia, come on. We have enough time.
I want to hear Didi and Helen's voice.
Oh, okay, me too. Come on, Didi and Helen.
Please. I was gonna embarrass myself if I sing here.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you embrace yourself.
Can we start?
Kak Didi nyanyi, Kak Didi.
Jangan dong.
Didi nyanyi dong. Yuk, Di.
Oh, maybe Fancy. Where is Fancy? Maybe Fancy. Where is Fancy? Mana Fancy? Yeah, maybe you can sing.
Oh my.
A song.
Irene, miss.
Irene ya? Oh ya benar ya Irene ya.
Aduh. Berapa menit sih Miss breaknya?
Break
Can we start actually? It's about time. Yeah.
Oh, already. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will give the stage to the next session.
Dr. Rauf.
Dr. Rauf.
Dr.
Give applause
Rauf,
to
please.
Dr. Rauf.
Nadia, thank you, Dr. Nancy. I believe all the speakers are ready now. Okay.
Can you speak louder? Cannot hear.
Can start now, right? Okay, can we start?
We can't hear you.
Allah.
We cannot hear you, Dr. Rauf.
Now, can you listen to me now, everyone? Can you hear me? Hello?
But not really clear, Dr. Rauf.
Not really clear. So I try to speak louder. Is it okay now?
Okay now. Okay.
Better.
Okay, so I think we shall start now. I believe all the speakers are in the Zoom. So, Assalamualaikum and very good morning, especially from UITM Melaka and BINUS University, Indonesia. So, I hope everyone in a good health. So, and I really hope you will enjoy this session. Okay, this time, during this COVID-19, many businesses were affected. So, today I brought some successful alumni UITM Sarawak Melaka who are involved in business to share their experiences. So before we start, I would like to introduce our panels here. Here we have 4 panels. So our first panel, which is our first speaker, is Mr. Muhammad Hazwan Faidi Muhammad Nawawi. So Mr. Muhammad Hazwan, he is graduated in 2016, diploma in New Media and Contemporaneurship from Faculty of Communication and Media Studies, UITM Sarawak Melaka. So before this, he has also worked at tourism company as social media specialist, and now he is working as assistant manager, social media specialist in Domino's Pizza. I believe that everyone are familiar with Domino's Pizza and have tested it, right? So can we see Mr. Hazwan, can you say hi to everyone? I think everyone wants to see you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay.
Is my mic okay?
Okay, I can
Okay, clear.
Okay.
Okay, clear.
Okay, so next we have second speaker, who is Mr. Muhammad Ismailul Imtihan Zainal Abidin. So for your information, guys, so he is the owner of Club Muay Thai Ara. He is an alumnus from Accounting Faculty UITM Cawangan, Melaka, and he is graduated in 2016. He is a very successful businessman as he is the owner of this club, which he also has conducted a lot of events under this club. Okay, so Mr. Muhammad Ismailul Imtihan, can I hear your voice? Can you say hi?
Hello. Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Okay. Next we have our third speaker, who is Mr. Muhammad Safwan Salim. So he is graduated in 2015 from Faculty of Tourism and Hotel Management. And I believe that he has traveled around the world as he is the founder of Suka Sana Sini Travel Agency. So from what I heard, he always bring UITM student group trips in Malaysia and also Indonesia. So he is also a legitimate UITM vendor. Okay, that's why he had a lot of activities with UITM Melaka. Okay, so can I hear from Muhammad Safwan? Are you here, Safwan? Mr. Muhammad Safwan? Not very clear from Mr. Safwan. Hello, Safwan? Hello, Mr. Safwan?
It seems that
in the Zoom room just now.
There is not turn on the mic.
Maybe you didn't switch on your mic.
Hello. Hello. Assalamualaikum.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for
Sorry.
Okay, thank you so much. So now at least we can hear you. Okay, next finally we have our fourth panel, who is Madam Khairul Afidah Nordin. So she is also an alumnus from Faculty of Business and Management, UITM Cawangan, Melaka. Now she is Managing Director at Legacy Intan Permata since 2011, which involving business in restaurant Bin Satil and Tom Yam, Saudagar Emas Intan Permata, and Laman Orchid Intan Permata. Moreover, she is also a CEO for Japan Gemilang Sendian Berhad since 2018. Wow, okay. Which involving restaurant Old Town White Coffee. So she is one of the what they put here is one of the CEO for Japan Gemilang Sendian Berhad and Old Town White Coffee. So okay, those are four panels. So can I listen to you? Can I hear you, Madam Khairul Afidah? Can you say hi to everyone? Madam Khairul? Madam Khairul, just now I saw you at Zoom.
Hello.
Hello, Alhamdulillah.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay. So, thank you.
How are you?
Okay, very good. So those are all our four panels for today, our forum in Malaysian perspective. So without wasting any time, okay, before that, I need to remind all of the participants, okay, we are going to have Q&A session, question and answer session at the end of the session. So I will read the question for you from the chat room, and please state your name and inform whom this question is addressed to. Okay, so I hope everyone will take note and enjoy the session. So first, we will take our time. Okay, we will go with our first speaker. Okay, for Mr. Muhammad Hazwan Faidi Muhammad Nawawi. Okay, can you share with us a little bit about your company and how you ensure your business continuity amidst the challenges being faced due to COVID-19 outbreak? So please, Mr. Muhammad, start to answer the question to share with the students. Thank you.
Yeah, hello. First of all, I just want to have a last check. Can you guys hear me? Loud and clear?
Yes. I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, I will start. Okay. just a brief introduction. I'm one of the alumni from UITM and currently serving as a social media specialist at Domino's Pizza Malaysia. So regarding Dr. Rauf's question on how do we ensure the business continuity amidst the challenges being faced during the pandemic, right? Okay, so um, to me, the thing is how every business needs to adapt as soon as possible or as fast as they can during this pandemic, because it is not a matter of whether or not they can adapt, but it is how fast they adapt, and those who adapt late will surely left behind and will face a more challenging or more problem in the future. Hence, for Domino's, what we have done or what we are currently doing to adapt to the current situation is, um, first of all, we need to understand that for in the current situation in the pandemic, what customers or what our employees is seeking for is the number one thing is safety. So for safety, it is a very crucial, how they say, a very crucial or needed measures, because with safety we can ensure that our business can run as usual, or at least we can still sell, how we say, we sell pizzas. So for this safety part, during the pandemic, during the first week of when the government announced what we call here in Malaysia as MCO, which is the movement control order. So when government announced the MCO, what the business did to adapt as soon as possible to the regulation, what we did is we introduced some of the new SOP on pizza delivery. So as you guys know, Domino's Pizza is well known for the pizza delivery aspect. We deliver pizza to door, but we also have business in store where people can dine in and have their pizzas on the spot. So when we introduce this new SOP, it is called zero contact. This zero contact we apply for delivery and takeaway. Thus, this zero contact have SOP that ensures the safety of our customers as well as our employees. Because what I can say is few of the challenges that we face during pandemic is we have employees resign due to them being afraid of how the current situation is, because in the early stage of the pandemic, people don't know how to face the situation. Most of them, that is the frontliners, that is customer facing employees, they decided to take safety measures by resigning. Hence, with these safety procedures that Domino's introduced and implemented, it manages to keep the confidence of our customers and our employees. Apart from that, we also have introduced our new hygiene SOP for the people who dine in the store. Hence, I believe during the current situation, everyone can see now how the arrangement of the table inside a store is placed. How is the SOP before you enter the store? You need to have your temperature check. Hence, all those comes into a new SOP when people want to dine in store. We have new seating arrangement. We have the temperature check before people coming in, and we also introduce this SOP for the people who are serving customers in store. For example, our store employees. So a few of the SOP that I can mention is to always wear masks, always wear gloves, etc. Hence, with this safety SOP implemented or introduced, there's a sense of safety from brand that we want to ensure to the customers and employees. This will help the brand as well as the people in the long run, because as we know, during this pandemic, there's a lot of people who lost their job. Hence, by introducing these safety procedures, we doesn't only maintain or keep our current employees secure, but we also can attract new employees joining in. Also, apart from that, what the business have done in relation to this pandemic, last 2 months in June, we introduced a new service called Pandu Ambil. Pandu Ambil is more to, I would say, if we want to compare, it will be something like drive-through experience from other brands. I think the most suitable is not drive-through, but it's more of curbside delivery, where just a simple explanation regarding the service, where people just order online. They click the option to pick up at their order at the store, and they just drive at the store by the roadside, and our store people will go out and send the pizzas to their hand. Yep. So that is one way on how the current situation have affected us as a business. We need to adapt fast. Okay. So moving on, I would like to touch on my work is mainly regarding social media in Domino's Pizza. Hence, I would touch about social media during before COVID, how it is, how my work is before COVID, and also how it is post COVID and now. So I would say in a simple way, it is before COVID, we can do a lot of fun stuff. We can do promos, we can do campaigns, we can do a lot of, I would say, we don't worry about safety and the current situation. So we can do all out, we can do everything. But not to say that with this pandemic going on, we stop all the fun stuff. However, we rearrange the prioritization. What prioritization? What I mean by the rearrange the prioritization is that now with the current situation, our prioritize goes number one is safety and business communication during this time, because as we all know, before we even myself as a consumer, before I go out to have, let's say, order this fruit from this restaurant, let's say, I will first of all check how is the business safety regulation and SOP, because I don't want to come to the store and see that the store is not implementing safety procedure and does not take all the. We are all worried that, because we are all worried that we might, because we want to try to avoid uh, getting the virus, right? So we will very, I would say, we will very be precaution about the safety when we go to any other shops, for example. Hence, for us, that also implies on social media, where we prioritize safety communication and business communication first before the other things. So as I mentioned earlier, there's a few services that we introduced. So all those, all we, let's say, for social media person, right, we always have a calendar where we plan our content. But during this time, when the pandemic hits, when we have MCO by the government, we need to push all those, I would say, the fun stuff aside first, and we communicate all the safety and business procedure first. So that comes first as a social media person. So, yep. As I mentioned earlier, not to say that during pandemic we don't do the fun stuff or fun content. We still do it, but as a second or third prioritization. So as time moves on, now that we are after a few months in MCO, I believe during the second month or third month, people are more relaxed during the MCO, when they can see that the government implemented this and that regulation, and also more restaurants and more business introduce their own safety measures of precaution. Hence, people are more relaxed. When they are more relaxed, then I believe we push the fun content to them. This is because when during MCO, most of people are at homes, so everyone needs entertainment. I myself also need entertainment. So so as a brand, we must adapt to the current situation, and this entertainment factors is also one of that, where we cater to people need for entertainment at home. Hence, with this, I would say that during this time where people stay at home, we can see a lot of people are started going into gaming. You can see a lot of content creators started doing gaming content, where they live stream, where they produce I would say others gaming content. So hence, as a brand, I also take this approach where I produce few of gaming related content for the brands. for example, that I can mention few is I tap into the just to mention a few game launch name. I tap into the Final Fantasy VII remake game launch, and also the recently Ghost of Tsushima launch. Also, I think I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but last week we did this one post react to the Uncle Roger Rice Wash by the BBC video. That one really got I would say high reach and high engagement that managed to get viral. So if you want to see, you can go to Domino's Pizza Malaysia Facebook page. You can see the how we adapt to even cater to audience entertainment during this pandemic. Okay, just I will move on to just giving some tips to the to some people who may want to get tips on how to run their social media. So maybe some of us here who are running our own local business. So I would say that just tips. Choose your one of it. First one is choose your platform wisely, because as we know, different platforms serve different content style and have different algorithm. So hence, I will give example for Facebook. It is more, the content style is more of story and essay writing style and more of videos. People consume a lot of videos on Facebook. For Instagram, I would say it is more of lifestyle content. People want to search for images and lifestyle videos on Instagram. As for Twitter, you can see that there's a lot of Twitter users or influencers. They post a lot of simple but threaded content. It is not necessarily a long one, because we just want to communicate simple things on Twitter. Because on Twitter, there's a lot of millennials. I would say how they consume content is a bit different from audience on Facebook, where Facebook audience is much older people. And also last one, I will mention that currently TikTok is quite a rising platform where a lot of brands has started to tap into producing content on TikTok. So from my observation, TikTok, how brands or how people produce content on TikTok is they create snippets of video. Hence, let's say for example, I would say for few that I have done for Domino's is we posted few videos of how pizza is made, or how you eat your pizza. For example, when you have the cheese pull during when you eat pizza. That's a brief example. Yep. So my last part of this sharing is, I would say social media have few components. So when you manage your own social media brand, when you want to, I would say, have a strategy. The first tip is to plan your strategy wisely, to have your own content calendar. Because when you plan your social media, let's say your content a month ahead, you will be very detailed into planning, and you are more likely to produce good content. Second is be attentive to your community management. Be attentive to your community, to your audience. When they reply, when they comment, for example, you attend to them, and you I would say you don't necessarily have to just attend to them, but also try to engage and have fun with them, because that is what because I would say a lot of brands, they tend to just be attentive to the customers or audience. For example, audience ask A, they reply A, but it can be more than that. Audience ask A just for the sake of having engagement, just be engaging and be fun with them. For the third part is, I would say, go into KOL or influencer marketing if you have more budget. So as you all know, during this pandemic, I would say a lot of brands have reduced their ads budget, and this is one of the way. If we want to look into other alternative, if we don't want to spend ads for, let's say, Facebook ads, so you can try explore into influencer marketing. And as for the last part, the ads itself, when you ads is not necessarily means of to engage in community, but it's more to give awareness, or to help your post to reach as much audience as possible. It depends on what is your ads purpose. It can be reaching out, it can be engagement, and it can be more than that. Yep. That's all from me today. If you have any question, you can just drop. I will try to attend. Yep. That's all from me. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Rauf.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hazwan, for very brief explanation. So once again, so what we can do actually, so at Domino Pizza, they can still have fun stuff to do, and they also include games. They also include good content on TikTok, okay, to promote the Domino Pizza. So they use a lot of social media in promoting their Domino's Pizza. Okay, once again, thank you, Mr. Hazwan. Okay, so next we go to our second speaker, Mr. Muhammad Ikmalul Intihan Zainal Abidin. So you have been organizing events for small companies, states. The latest is for Melaka Underground Cultural Festival. That is the largest festival for Melaka, formerly known as Pesta Sungai Melaka. And how do you penetrate the committee? How to ensure you will get the project? Okay, so the floor is yours. Okay, Mr. Muhammad Ikmalul Intihan.
Hello, do you hear me?
Okay, good.
Okay.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, selamat siang everyone to my friends from rakan-rakan from BINUS or BINUS University, and also UiTM Melaka. So basically, I'm Ikmal. I started the gym in 2016. Basically, when we finished our degree, I'm a bachelor in accountancy graduate. So after we finished in 2015, so I started the gym in 2016 January. Since then, we do all the fitness and Muay Thai thing in the gym. And of course, in order to expand, to get more exposure and to get more income, of course, we need to do other things as well. So we venture into events. So we do these combat events as in 2016, 2017. The combat events like UFC One Championship are rising. So we tap into that market as well, but we focus more on Muay Thai. As in Muay Thai, in Kelantan and in Kedah is a very regular thing. You have like weekly event, weekly fights and everything. And of course, during this year was supposed to be a very happening year for Ara Gym actually. We have proposed to the government to do one big event for Visit Malaysia 2020. Actually, we were at the last stage, and suddenly COVID came in, so we need to postpone. And actually in February we have been to Jakarta as well. We collaborate with a Beat Up Camp from Jakarta to organize an event that I proposed to them. We do a Malaysia versus Indonesia fight. That would attract a lot of people, but of course we need to postpone because of the COVID. So back to the question from Doctor just now, how do we penetrate the government and all? Okay, this is where actually UiTM and of course I believe BINUS will help. You, all the students. I learn a lot from UiTM as when in diploma, your presentation is very, very relaxed. The lecturer won't bash you. But when you're in degree, you present and the lecturer will ask a lot of questions and sometimes it's out of the box. So that's where you need to do critical thinking. You need to answer like very fast at the moment and how you convince. So that is where I learned a lot at the end for the presentation. And actually the presentation plays a very important role in whichever, if you want to propose in to the government, to the state government, to the federal government or any other companies, you need to ensure your presentation is very detailed. And cost-wise, what's the benefits for them, and also what's the mission and the vision of your event, and what's the purpose. Okay, for me, Muay Thai, we actually instill the disciplinary in Muay Thai. That's why we put Muay Thai. And of course, Muay Thai fights, I think in Malaysia, the people love to see people fight in the tournament, so it could attract a lot of people. So basically, my event last year for the Malacca government, we attract from 8 to 9,000 people per night. That's from their head count, the state head count. So basically, that's the thing that they want. Actually, they want an event that could attract a lot of people. So we came in because we are sure we could attract a lot of people for the event. All right, and then of course, for the presentation, you need to have a very good paperwork. All right, if you have friends, if you have your own graphic designers or everything, you need to sit down with him, and of course prepare the most presentation that you can have. And also the presentation should be very clear. Okay, because I made a mistake once. I did a presentation Cheetah Mall. My presentation, I chose a very dark background with a dark font. So and all the directors are, very aged, and they can't see the presentation. So it's very bad. All right. So the concept of the presentation also plays a role. So you need to make sure the font is very clear and everything. And of course, a good network plays important role as well. A good network, because you need to have when you propose, you are actually making friends with them, right? If you go to any presentation place, whether it's government, whether it's university or company, you will get a question, and of course the questions are like it's like they are very mad at you. Why should we choose you and all? And you just need to be very calm. You just need to, answer like very relaxed, and you need to explain wisely why they should choose you and not the other presentation. That's where the innovative and the creativity of the answers and also your program comes in, because people won't invest money all of a sudden, like we will give you 100,000 to do this, do that. No, they want to know if you could actually execute them, because of course for the government, they will have audit later. All right, so people will come and audit you. That's the thing for events. And of course, my advice to all of you, during this pandemic, I know a lot of people lost job, and everything is not enough. I know everything is not enough. Even all the business owners feel the same way too. So it's actually all the pretty the same for everyone. So, but you should know what you want to do, and you should go for it. You don't think like, no, I can't do this now, I can't do that now. If you want to do it now. But in the very it's like maybe play safe a bit, but you need to do. You can't like postpone, you can't like procrastinate on everything. What you want to do, you do it now. If you want to do business like next 3 months, you should do your Instagram or social media thing now. You need to create awareness and everything. So, and of course, you need to have patience doing business, because you can't expect return in 1 year or 2 year or 3 months. You can't expect like all of a sudden you'll be very successful. So you need to be very patient, and you have to be very you have to commit to your business. You can't rely on others to run your business for you. You need to be hands-on. That's how you do business. And of course, I would like to Oh, sorry, because just now I would like to thank UITM and BINUS for giving the opportunity to me to be a part of your programs. And that's about it for the event and how you penetrate the government and all. That's all from me now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Ismailul Intihan. Very nice explanation. And once again, thank you for giving advice to our both students from UITM and BINUS University. So I want all the students to take note. Okay, so you all must be ready. You must have a good presentation which you have learned from the presentation, and you also must have paperwork in order for you to attract your stakeholders. And just now, he mentioned about good paperwork and good graphic design. It's a bonus if you have a very good networking in order for you to do business. So please get all these tips. Please take note. Okay. Once again, thank you for sharing your experience with our students.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Next we go to our thank you. Next we go to our third speakers, who is Mr. Muhammad Safwan Salim. So the question is, so what are the steps to prepare for the post-COVID-19 business? Okay, Muhammad Safwan, I hope you can answer the questions. Thank you. I pass it to you.
Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Can hear me?
Yes, Azwan.
Hello, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Selamat siang pada semua di Indonesia. Selamat tengah hari for di Malaysia. Okay, firstly, I want to introduce myself. Myself is Muhammad Safwan bin Salim. You can call me Wan. I am founder of Suka Sana Sini Travel. Once again, Suka Sana Sini Travel. Okay, this is my business card. Okay. Okay, I graduate on 2015, 2015. Okay, in UITM Bandaraya Melaka. Okay, so after I graduate, I starting working with boss in travel agent. So I'm starting from 2015 until now. I'm working in travel agent. In that time also, I built my own company, Sukasana Sini Travel, on 2016. For from the 2015 until now, I usually bring UITM student from Bandar Melaka and from UITM Puncak Alam and then UITM Penang. So I always collaborate with student group, UITM student group. Okay, how bring back to the question, how to make a step pasca COVID-19. Okay. Surely all of you know the pandemic COVID-19 affect all the industry, include travel industry. So starting from COVID-19, so the travel industry very decision, very drop. Okay. So many travel agent in Malaysia, also in Indonesia, cannot survive because of COVID-19. So we do some other business, backup plan, other side of travel, like selling a food. Like in Malaysia, you know, COD, cash on delivery. You send, you order online and then send to your home. So step. So during the COVID-19, so the travel agent can survive, cannot survive. So have make us other plan, do the other business, and then so the step in the same time also we do research how to get back from COVID-19, because in Malaysia, PKPP, Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan Pemulihan, starting from 10 June 2020 until 31st August 2020. So for the travel agent, take a break because can do domestic tourism. It's a chance for we rise again and get the business back. Okay. So, but you know, the challenging is the customer also afraid, worried to go to travel, and then you have to follow the SOP, standard of procedure. So the step is the travel agent also like I said, do other business. Because I'm lucky because I'm doing a online platform. Suka sana sini travel in the Facebook, Instagram. So do the online platform. So do not worry how to pay the rent, the building rent, to pay the salary for the worker. And so I think is I answer the question? Hello?
Okay, very good. Okay, so that's all from Suka Sana Sini Travel by Mr. Muhammad Safwan. So once again, thank you. So what you should do, for all students, please take note. Okay, one day if you want to do business, you also must get ready for your backup plan. Okay, if you have backup plan, it's better because it can help you to support to other business. And you must also fully utilize all the social media platform. So now I think all businesses must know how to use social media in order for them to survive. Okay, so once again, thank you, Safwan, okay, for sharing your knowledge with our students. So for all students, okay, for those who are not familiar with social media, make sure you have all the social media platform. You must have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, okay, Instagram, and then make use of it. Okay, use it for your future also, not only for now, but for your one day for your future. Because one day all works we use social media as additional support. Okay, for our next session, we have our last speaker who is Madam Khairul Afida. The question is, okay, this Madam have a lot of businesses, so I would like to ask, what are the practical tips for business owners with physical stores? Okay, so Madam Khairul Afida, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Baik, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, can you hear me all? Dr. Ralph, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
All right. Hello. Okay. Hi, I'm Miss Khairul Afida. I'm the madam. So I'm graduated from the ITM. So been in business for a long time. Actually, business is my blood. I can say that because I've been involved in business since I was very young. That's my background of my family. But then, and also I have to emphasize that I started work professionally in business in F&B during my degree time, in which at that time I worked part-time with Ultra White Coffee in Melaka. And I worked for 1 week as a service crew, and the next week I had already been a supervisor. So I do have a chance. I have to say that I'm very lucky that I choose to be in this business industry as not only as entrepreneur, but I also have a chance to serve a company, an international company. So basically, after I graduated, I also same with others graduates. I worked with company after I had been called by the Ultra White Coffee staff to be the manager of one of the branch in Melisa. And for 6 months, I learned a lot with them. And then I also get invitation from other companies. That is Millenial, which is the company that I'm serving now as a CEO. Also to be their branch manager. So at that time, I just only 22, if I'm not mistaken. So for 1 year, I run their business, and it's very challenging, and this is very important for the future entrepreneur, the ITM student. You have to be very open. You have to be ready for anything coming, because you don't know what will happen, and but you must have a big heart to learn, even though you are small, right? So after 1 year, then I got a new chance to start up my own business at the age of 24 with my business partner. At that time, I opened my own company. It was I got a chance to open a cafe in the ITM itself, in faculty mass communication. So that was my first business with my partner. And then after 4 years, I got another chance to open my new branch in the ITM Kappa until 2018. So 8 years in the ITM, and then in 2018, I got an offer again from Millenial to be the CEO of the company, because during that time they faced a quite huge problem of management and their restaurant. So they asked me to rejoin the company as the CEO, and then after that, then I reopened the outlet in the food. And you have to know at that time, if you familiar with Ultra Coffee, now it's no longer a local owner business. Ultra Coffee is owned by a Dutch company, JDS, which we are under one roof with Coffee Essential. We are under one roof with Coffee Super. So Ultra Coffee is now with this company. So answering the question from Dr. Raouf, what are the practical tips for business owner with physical store? Okay, this is really related to my business, which I have stores, which is not one store, but a lot of stores. And another one is my business, which is Bill Sati and Tom Yum. You can have income in mountain, you can find it. All right. So during this COVID-19, I still remember when our directors, even from Holland, start worrying about this pandemic. Me, myself, as CEO, as the business owner, and as the leader of my team, I'm very worried. I'm very worried, not only for my business, but for my staff. Okay? For my staff, for my customer, for my supplier, everything. Because when you become a business owner, when you become the leader, when you are the head of a company, you have to think every aspect of your company, not only the matter of money, but you are the provider. You are the provider of service to the society. You are the provider service for your staff. You are the provider for the company itself. So for my business, either Dane Sate or Ultra White Coffee, we take a very drastic strategy to handle this, because we already set up the strategy a year before. We already invest millions of money for promotion, because 2020 should be a magic year for us, right? So last year, I give an example for White Coffee first, yeah? Okay, last year we started invest our money in social media the most. We get engaged with Foodpanda. We get engaged with other providers, service providers, GrabFood, to to gain more market and to gain to increase our profit margin despite of so much despite of opening other stores worldwide. But when COVID-19 happened, I think all of F&B business will have no choice but to make their business online, right? So that is the first thing. The first things that you can do in F&B, where you cannot go direct contact with your customer as well as the staff. So to the customer, you will have very limited contact with your customer. That's why you go you turn your service and your product into online. That's where we boost more to Food Panda, and then if you can see that we sell our coupons on Shopee, we sell our coupons in Lazada, and then we also make this venture with Petronas. You have the card so you can redeem the points. So because the main point here, put your business online more because of the safety, as the first speaker said, the safety, okay, the safety of the staff, the safety of the customer, and the safety of the company itself. So at this moment, what we're trying to do is to make our brand and to make our business stay relevant. Okay, the profitability becomes secondary, but you have to make sure that your business is stay relevant. So in that journey, okay, I want to give some tips to the students. Okay, in that journey, when you are doing the business, when you're having the problem, you need connection. Okay, you need connection. It could be your connection, someone that you don't know. But I like to advise you all that during your study time, get involved with a lot of students in other faculty because you will need them. Like for me, my experience in business, when I do have kind of this problem, I need a lawyer, I need a designer, I need a prospect, I need a lot of advice from a lot of people. So this is where you should start to get your connection from your university. Do good with other students, make connection, because your friends during university might be the ones who will help them in your connection. Be good to people. Always share with humble what you have with people. You don't really need to be vocal, but you need to have a good connection with people. Okay, then the one for your right? Tips for business to have a store. Then firstly you go for online. Okay. Second, what I can give you a tip is business is about finally it's about untung rugi. It's about how much you can make, how much revenue, how much the profit. You always need to determine each of the steps, each of the promotion you want to make, each of the maybe you want to drop the program. Is it going to affect your whole P&L, right? So since I have two types of business, one is franchise, which involves a lot of stores, and another one, Densasi, I only have one single store. So for Ultra White Coffee, for us to make a decision to close a shop is something very difficult. But this is a tip that you can use, even though that it's very difficult. In this situation, you have to learn to let go. When you have a lot of stores, you may close one of those stores to give the liability towards the situation. Maybe the store that gives you only 50% of the profit, the net profit. You can close it in order to transfer the expenses to other stores. Okay, so you in this situation, you will have to let go, close down any shop that can continuously give loss to your company. And rather, you have to. This is the thing that if you are a businesswoman or businessman, you need to have that rather to let go, because you always have belief that something better will come. All right. And then other tip is if you have a store, physical store, if you can shorten your business hour, your operation hour. Doesn't mean that you shorten your profit margin or your sales. No, right? For me, before this, I opened my store from 9 a.m. until 12 a.m. For 2 shifts, 2 set of staff. And to run that for 1 month, maybe you will spend like 50K for the salaries, even more. All right. But in this situation, what you can do is you shorten the period, but you open from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. only, using less number of staff, because you have to retrench. I don't see any other option that a big company has, but you have to retrench. So instead of 2 set of staff, 2 shifts, then you go for 1 shift. But at the other time means like after 8, you may have a business meeting, more business meeting with your staff, more business meeting with your directors, to sit and think and always analyze your current situation, because nowadays in COVID-19, before this, we do annual meeting, we do forecasting for annually, but this time is not a time. This time that we have to always analyze our business performance in every month. Every month means like we work 24 hours. I can say that my business development department, my accounting, my operation manager, because this is the time very, very challenging for us. Okay, and I'm sure all of the other business too. Okay, the third tip that I can give you for a business owner who have a physical store, that you need to diversify your business. You really need to diversify your business. Okay, if you have a problem with the government, your local government, because this is I share my experience for my restaurant in Mantin during Hari Raya Puasa. Only in Mantin that we cannot open any table outside. We cannot. Hello.
Okay, Puan.
Hello.
Okay.
Is it still okay?
Okay, you can proceed. It's okay now.
Okay. So in this situation, for a stall that may for the business owner who only have 1 stall, you may face bigger problem with the local government. So what you can do is you diversify your business. Instead of you focus on your restaurant, maybe you can now produce a product from your restaurant. Like you like my restaurant, I do have a sati, and we make it frozen, and then we make it kuah kacang frozen, and because we cannot sell it totally, cannot sell it to the customer, because my place is red zone, and our local government is very strict about that. So be creative. in SME industry, you're always allowed to be creative. You're always allowed to attach with your customer. Back to what I said before, if you're networking lah, right? So be good to your people, be good to your customer, be good to your staff. They will help you back. All right. So I think that's it. If I may give you 3 tips for those owners who have physical store. Over to you, Dr. Rao.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Khairul Afida, for very nice sharing. So what can I conclude? Okay, I have taken some points from Puan Khairul Afida. Okay, she mentioned about the business is very challenging, so we must be ready to take a risk, always be very open. And she also mentioned about online business. So that I think another backup from her. She's doing online business, and she also has a restaurant. What she has done, she also include with frozen food products. So you must be creative. Try to get other alternative to do your business. Okay. Okay, I think that's all from all the panels. So I think we can proceed with the Q&A session. So I will read the question here. Okay, before that, I need to tell you, one of our speaker, Mr. Hazwan, he got emergency things to do, so he need to leave the Zoom. So he said very sorry because of something urgent that he needs to do. Okay, so we proceed with the Q&A now. Okay, for the first question is from Blessing Takuza. Okay, I'm Blessing from BINUS Group 3. Question to Ikmal Zainal. So since like what you study, accountancy, and what you are doing, gym is different. I'm interested to know what really drives you into opening a gym. Was it because of your gym interest or you saw a greater opportunity for making money? Secondly, what are the efforts you are to make your gym a going concern since the pandemic seems to affect you a lot and you cannot have virtual fight, right? So that is question from Blessing Takuza to Mr. Ikmal Zainal. So I hope Mr. Ikmal, can you answer that question? Very long question.
Hello. Hi. Okay. Hi, Blessing. Thanks for the question. A very legit question. Good. Okay. So basically, I'm expecting people to ask you, you're doing accounts. Why all of a sudden gym? So basically, when I studied account in Melaka, I because during the final sem it was a bit relaxed before the internship, so there's a Muay Thai gym around, so I ventured into it, and then I saw the opportunity there, and of course I saw what it can do to people, because Muay Thai is a full body combat sports, and I lost like 9 kilos in 2 months just doing Muay Thai. And then I see this as an opportunity because me myself, I live in Selangor. That time I was in Melaka, I live in Selangor, and my area there's no gym. So I saw that as an opportunity to open, because I have no competitors until today. I don't have any competitors because some gym wanted to do, but they can't do what we do, because we are very, very focused, and we be innovative and creative about our modules. We do hybrid training and all. So that what really drives me to open a gym. Okay, and then what are the efforts you are to make your gym a going concern since the pandemic seemed to affect you a lot? Okay, so basically when the pandemic came, okay, there's a lot of troubles, because some of my clients, they already paid for like let's say they paid for 16 classes, per month, and then they just came like 2 classes, and then COVID, and the government asked all the business to shut down. So we need to freeze their account and all. Some ask for refunds and all. So what can you do as a business owner is actually to communicate. That's the best thing to do with your clients, is to communicate and to explain what can you offer, what can you give in return if they be patient about it and all. So we discuss with all the clients, and after discussing with my team, we give like, because when the government announced in June, in 15th of June, that all the operation of gyms can start in 15th of June until 30th of June, I give like free classes to everyone, to all my members. Don't mind they have finished their classes before this, or they haven't renewed, or whatever they're doing, they can come for free, and more classes. Even they already paid before these 4 classes, they can come like 8-7 classes during the time. I give like free classes. That's how I interact with them. I give them, because we all feel the trouble. We all want, some of them really like want to work out and all. Okay, so, and then of course during the pandemic, what did I do? Same like everyone. I saw an opportunity that people will get like very bored at home. Okay, some play games, some play some play, I don't know, TikTok. Okay, and then I created a module, that is a combination of Muay Thai and fitness. Because if you look in YouTube, you can have all the fitness module all there. You don't have to pay for it. Okay, but then you don't have anything that is fitness and Muay Thai. For example, I do lunges, and when you get up from the lunges, I do knee of Muay Thai. So we do that hybrid thing. We combine. We be creative about it. We record it, and then we sell the package. Okay, but I only sell to the members of the gym, because I don't want to sell to outsiders, as later they'll have the video and they don't want to try the gym. So I sell to all my members, and they are very happy about it, and they see that we are getting very more interesting. So during now, starting 1st of July, that they have started to pay for the fees and all, we actually receive more than what we have before, because all of them are very interested to try the new modules and all. Some of them of course gain some weight, so they want to lose some weights and everything. So that's how I do to my gym, and going concern is overcome, because the thing, we be creative about it, and we find other opportunities that comes during the pandemic. And of course, about the accountancy, it helps a lot. Those who take accountancy, it helps a lot. You can go into any industries, okay, and you can just like read the FS or whatever, like very, you understand about it. Okay, some maybe not understand, but if you're from accounting background, you understand. Okay, all right, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ikmal. I hope that one can answer your question. So once again, the point here is we need to be creative. Okay, I think we have a lot of gyms, but not Muay Thai gyms. Okay, so which is something different, and they also provide the module for all the members, and they also give promotions after the MCO. Okay, so next question, and before that, to those who want to know more about gym, can visit www.aramuaythai.com. Okay, I want to help Mr. Ikmal to promote. So you can visit the website, the Instagram, and Facebook, Ara Gym in Facebook. So for those who are interested to know more, so you can visit the website or go to the Facebook or Instagram. Okay, thank you for the question. So next question we have here. Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi Mr. Safwan. So the question is to Mr. Safwan. I'm Haiza Hafnida from Group 6. As we all know, tourism sector has become the most affected sector during the pandemic. So in your insight, what is your prediction for the growth of tourism sector, especially for your own travel agency for the next 5 years as to adapt to the new norms? Okay, so Mr. Safwan, I pass it to you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay. I just answer the question privately. Okay. The prediction for the growth of travel industry business. So travel industry business is takes a very long time because in other every country have their rules. In Malaysia, the rules is different. The Indonesia, the rules is different. What I say, because travel is around the world. So it takes time for the first year, and then the graph is very slowly to rise up again. Okay. So right now, PKPP in Malaysia, and then have follow the SOP, and all the hotelier and then the tour operator have adapt the new norms. In travel agent, because we are in middle of hotelier and then customer, we in middle of airline, we in the tour operator, a resort. Then so it takes time. Then I can see my business in 5 years. I have to change my way, to change business lifestyle way, more to online platform. But you do not forget about the traditional method, because in travel, is each generation is how to entertain is different way. For the baby boomers and the senior citizen have a traditional method, and for the new millennial, for the BBNU, you know BBNU, then have to like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then so the how to market, they have to parallel, is how you to get to rise again, and then to adapt. But as I said, you not only do the one business, you have 2-3 business. Okay, so that's why very helpful for the travel agent. Okay, does I answer your question?
Okay, so I hope that one can answer your questions. Okay, so he mentioned about please don't focus only one business area. Try to focus with other business, and please also master the online platform such as social media. Okay, so to know more about Suka Sana Sini Travel, you can go to Suka Sana Sini Instagram and Suka Sana Sini Facebook. Okay, okay, so that's the card. Okay, so everyone please take note. Okay, so if you want to join business, you must be ready to take a risk. Okay, okay, so as a backup, you must have other platform, for other business. Okay, for next question, we have from Miss Maisara Hanim. So the question is to Mr. Hazwan, but unfortunately, Mr. Hazwan is not here. But don't worry, I will forward the question to Mr. Hazwan, and I will pass it to you, Miss Maisara, as you are one of my students. So I will WhatsApp to you the answers as soon as possible. Okay, next question. Okay, sorry, Miss Mai. Next question we have from Kaisa Rashid from Group 5. This question is also for Mr. Hazwan about social media. So once again, I'm so sorry. So I will pass the question to Mr. Hazwan, and I will pass it to maybe someone from Indonesia, right? This one, Kaisa from Indonesia, right? BINUS. So maybe I will pass to maybe Ibu Arianti, Ibu Ajen. Okay, the answer. Okay, I will pass the answer.
Okay, please.
One of the representatives. Okay. Okay. Next, we have question to Mr. Safwan. Once again from Miss Maisara. Selamat tengah hari kepada Encik Safwan. Saya Sarah Hanin dari UiTM. Ada satu soalan yang nak saya tanya. Lepas pandemik COVID-19 dan PKP ditamatkan, kita tahu industri pelancongan negara melonjak naik secara drastik. Okey, industri pelancongan naik secara drastik, yang melonjak naik, alhamdulillah. Dari segi pendapat Encik Safwan, rakyat Malaysia kini lebih gemar bergerak sendiri atau mereka masih mendapatkan khidmat dari agensi pelancongan untuk bercuti dalam negara? Okey, terima kasih. So once again, Encik Safwan, question for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. I also already answer the question in privately message. Okay, before COVID, for your information, before COVID-19, until right now, okay, in terms of tourism, we FIT and group. FIT stand for family individual traveler, and then group. Group is for big, more than 15 or more than 10 person. Okay. Which side? Okay, for the individual, for the small group, for the family, they would like to do by their own booking. Okay, do the go to Agoda booking.com, but also the travel agents can also offer because we are connection with like a Lexis group, the resort in Port Dickson. So the travel agent also can sell, can market the product of our hotel, because we are middle person. We are travel agent, middle from with hotel and customer. Okay, so offer. But for the group, big group, more than 10%, 15%, they need to transportation, like a bus, van, coach. So travel agent is a leader and arrange the for the all the booking. So the customer just pay and then just go. Okay, but depend on their budget. Also have family or individual also book with travel agent. Like my package, Mersing Island, Kepulauan Mersing, also use travel agent, because that package under travel agent operation, tour operator. So the customer have to have pay for the package by use travel agent. So it's not about before COVID-19 also, this norm is already practiced. So travel agent also a different inbound, outbound. Inbound means from Indonesia comes to the Malaysia. For outbound from Malaysia to Indonesia, and then for domestic, okay, domestic. So we travel agent more target for the outbound. Also market for the domestic travel. But honestly, like I said, we can get the business more to outbound sector. Okay, I think I answer your question.
Okay, thank you once again, okay, for kesana sini travel. So actually for travel agent, what I understand, we focus more on for those who are travel in groups. So for those who are travel in individual or in small group as family members, maybe they can travel by their own. But if they have a large group, so most of them they use travel agents. Okay, so they focus more on for those who travel in a group, in a big group. Okay, so that's how they can survive. So I believe after the pandemic, many people go for vacation. Okay, and then we have a lot of discount. I think hotel pun dah murah, okay, penerbangan pun dah murah after this COVID-19. Okay, during this pandemic. Okay, for next questions, we have, okay, so next, Assalamualaikum and hi from I'm Shafika from ITN. My question to Mr. Ikmal. So digital transformation change everything, even in gym industry. How do you use digital platform to proceed your business in this pandemic situation? Okay, the floor is yours, Mr. Ikmal.
Doctor, I think the three this three I just answered all three lah, yeah.
Okay.
The intern Nur Nadira and Fancy. Yeah, after that. Okay, hi Shafika, hi intern, and hi Fancy. Okay, the first one was digital transformation change everything in the gym industry. How you use digital to proceed your business in the yes, of course, we go all out in March for social media. So basically, the video module that I created just now explained, the video module that I created, I sell to all my members. That's how we generate some revenues also. But in terms of others, we do marketings in the social media platform, mostly in IG story and all. We do like what's the tips on what can you do at home. We show them how to use skipping rope, what can you do with rope jump activities, what can you do with shadow boxing. If you have a mirror at home, you can do everything in front of the mirror. Push-ups, okay, because whatever activities that we do consisting of the workout activities, it's best to have a mirror in front of you so you can check your posture, okay, because sometimes if we do it wrong, then we'll injure ourselves. So we actually do a lot of marketing. It's actually an informative marketing, but when after people see that, after people watch that, people will get more get more interested to try in our gym, you know, because we explain. Because some people they want to do, why do we punch like this? Why do we punch like that? They don't explain. So we need to be very, you know, detailed and what to do and why are we doing this and not that and all. So we do explain that in our digital platform. So people fancy reading our information in IG stories. And for Intan, hi Intan. My question: how do you find the audience in social media platform and what kind of marketing early stage? So early stage, basically, I combine both social media and traditional. I print like I think maybe 3,000 flyers. So we go to malls, we go to surrounding, to all the shop lots, we put all the need by ourselves because during that time in the early stage we don't have any, you know, source of income. So we just like friends, trainers, help each other. And of course in social media, we started to put our package. We do of course, during early stage in business, you need to run promotion to attract people. Like the normal price would be 90 ringgit. Early stage, I just sell for 65. People came a lot. Actually, for the first 2 months, surprisingly, for the first 2 months of operating in 2016, I already get like 120 members. So people, you know, people see, Muay Thai, never heard of it, and then like, hey, Muay Thai is very dangerous, and then some of it like, oh, let's try Muay Thai, you know. People are very curious about Muay Thai. People see Muay Thai as like a blood sport, you know. When you do Muay Thai, you will be injured, blood there, cut over here, cut over there. But we show them that Muay Thai is actually not that dangerous when you train. Okay, when you fight, of course, you fight in any fight, you will have cuts. Okay, but it's actually how you just defend yourself and how you counter back and everything. That's the activity, and use the media platform to explain everything. So basically, your answer is I use both the social media and also the traditional thing. I also put banners at the road, and yeah, that's it. And hello, Fancy. Noted that you said we can pursue what we are passionate about. Yes, but what if the thing that we're passionate about didn't fit any customer segmentation and even borderline too daring? Should we strive for the idea or should we fit to the market demand? Fitting, to the current demand, we have to sacrifice the original aspect of our idea. So yes, I support anything that you want to pursue, you should pursue it. But your question is it's too daring or borderline or didn't fit any customer segmentation. I can't think about anything that doesn't fit any customer segmentation right now unless it's a very illegal or anything. Because right now we are very open. Most of the business, you see, we saw a lot of business that we can't think about. Okay, some let's say Uber, Grab, okay, Airbnb. It's something that we didn't think of before. You know, a company that use other people properties to generate income for them from themselves. You know, I mean, they are very creative and innovative. So I think I don't know what's you're passionate about, but you should just do it. And then by fitting to the current demand, yes, of course. At first, if you think that it's too daring or it's too maybe you should start slowly. Maybe you should start to do something that can be adapted by all the people surround you. Of course, you have studied your market at first. You know what the people want. You know what the people don't like. And of course, your product or your service should be interesting, or it's actually how you promote it. Okay, some people read a line and they see but people see, but if you do another line that is creative, people just drop by to the place and see what you offer, you know. Basically it's all about how you explain your product and how you explain your services. Okay, and of course, my advice to you is actually to start slow, to start to fit first, and then if you see that the early stage people people accept the idea and people tell you, hey, do you have this thing, the demand for your thing that is you think is too daring is there, so I think you should. I think if it's a daring and borderline thing, but not many people will do it. You can strive in that area, of course, inshallah. Okay. All right. I hope that answer your question, and don't stop doing what you love, of course. All right.
Thank you, Sigma. I hope he has answered all 3 questions. Okay, from Intan, from Fancy, and from Shafika, is it? Okay, so Mr. Ismail answered all questions. Once again, he stressed about social media, but don't forget also to use traditional media, such as posters. Okay, so you can do promotion by combining social media and traditional media. It's better if you combining, the media with social media, in order for you to promote, to do promotion. Okay, I believe most of the questions were given by female students, and the questions are only to male speakers. Okay, so we don't have questions to female speaker. All the questions are from female students. So it's okay, Madam Khairul Atida, but I think Madam Khairul Atida, I give you some space to give some advice to all the students. Any advice to all students?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Ao. So for those students who have the determination to get involved in business, I really galakkan you all to get involved into business, because 9 over 10 of the is come from business. You may start from small, get experience first from the industry that you want to join. If you have the heart to join in any industry which is not related at all in what you are doing in studying, it's okay. But you need to start somewhere. Start early, because when you, I like to give advice, if you want to open a company, it's good, but make sure you have the experience of the business that you want to do. For example, even though you are studying in mass communication, but you are very eager to have a restaurant, you can be part of the company as a media executive of the maybe designer for the company of international business like Domino's or me like Ottawa White Coffee. Make sure that you get answer of that industry first before you open your own business. If you like to get involved with the industry of sport industry, if you want to have your gym, if you want to have your own stadium, make sure you have enough knowledge about the situation, about the game of that industry, because each of industry has different rules, has different games, has different has different players. So my advice before you open your business, first you need to know and determine what kind of business that you want to. Okay, and if you already open a business and it you fail, you don't have to regret any. At least you learn something, and you have to start back and find the right person. Okay, and what is the most important thing in being a businessman or businesswoman? You have to know that entrepreneur is a giver. We provide the society the service, we provide products in order to make a better universe, make a better place. Okay? And so firstly, we are as a Muslim, we have to know the more important is your akhirat lah. So being rich in dunya is important, but in the same time, being rich in akhirat is more important. So make sure if you want to do business, it's for the beneficial for everyone. All right. Always give priority for your client. Okay, who is your client? Your staff. Your client itself who pay for the product, and your customer, and not to forget your family. So I think if you always have the heart doing business to make a better place, you will success in every business you wanted to do. And always have a big heart to learn something new. Do not have a heart of rebellion. This is something that I always face when I train a new manager, or I train a new business owner, a young business owner. They always think that they know everything because they are budak zaman sekarang. Okay, I'm not that old, but I always mingle with the old people. But one thing that you need to have as a business owner or businessman, you always have to open your heart for a critique, and then if you get into trouble, please be calm and make the right person for the advice. Okay, I think that's it. Over to you, Dr. Rao.
Okay, thank you, Puan Khairul for your advice. So, students, please take note whatever she mentioned to you. So, once again, I still remember she also mentioned about networking. So, start doing networking now. In our university, we have a lot of students, we have a lot of faculties. So, try to get know each other. And then you have social media, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Twitter. Try to have as many friends as you can in order for you one day to do online business. Okay? So it's already 1:13, so I think we can start now. Once again, thank you for all the students for very active participate in this forum. And once again, thank you to all speakers and for your sharing session with all students. And once again, thank you for the organizer for making it happen. Okay, so I think that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and stay safe, everyone. Bye.
Dr.
Thank you.
Raouf, we should take photo first.
Yeah, take photo first. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to remind everyone that tomorrow we start at 8 o'clock in the morning. And do not forget to fill in the form, the evaluation form for today's sessions. We have 2 sessions. The first one is the Indonesian panelists, and the second one is the Malaysian panelists. So for the students, please kindly fill in the form. And at the meantime, I really have to thank Dr. Rauf, Ibu Nadia, and of course the panelists. It's been so grateful to fill in this, to enrich the students' perspective with various knowledge on hospitality, on marketing, on promotions, and many things that they can learn to carry on with their career after they graduate from the university. So once again, thank you so much. And any questions before we make pictures? Puan Aini, any questions from your side, and Puan ASEAN as well?
I think for me, I don't have any questions, but I think we have a very wonderful session.
Yes.
A good experience with our ex-students, alumni that already success in their business, in their own industry. So I think this is a very good sharing experience, and hopefully all the students, they can take this opportunity, learn many things, develop the network as Dr. Rauf mentioned just now, so that this is the preparation for your future in your career later. Yeah, I think that's all from me.
For ASEAN.
You always want me to say something. I have nothing much to say, but yeah, I want to congratulate our alumni for becoming an entrepreneur in their own field, right? So I hope that you're going to be successful, all right? Regardless whatever situation that we are having at the moment, I wish you all the best. And for the students participating in this program, I do hope you take advantage of whatever you learned today. Especially, I think it's very interesting to know that someone from accounting is moving into or venturing into something else, right? So whatever you learn in university, right, you can still use it in your future undertaking. So
very true,
thank you very much.
True. Even in our case, we have a lot of alumni from accounting department, and they open up and they become a chef. That happens also. So we're so grateful to have this moment, to have these occasions, so that our students both can learn with each other, and they can have new networks from across the globe to to enrich their networking. And do not forget again, tomorrow 8 o'clock, and let's have a picture. Let's have a picture. Let's have a picture.
All right. Thank you,
What happened to
everyone.
my design? Wait. Okay. So can we have a picture? Can you do the favor?
Picture, right?
Oh, okay. So
you will take picture. I don't know.
I'll take picture. I'll take picture.
All right, sure.
So first, how many room is this? We have 3 rooms. Okay, let's take the first room. 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. Let me put this in. Why doesn't want? Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think you have to something wrong with my computer. Can you
Okay,
take
no
the
problem. Ma'am, already I already
okay.
take picture three pics.
All 3 of them.
I will
All
send to you
right.
later.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the speakers again. It's been wonderful. We learned a lot that business is all about networking, all about what, so that you can sustain. You can
Thanks
sustain.
for the opportunity.
Yes,
and nice
thank
to
you.
meet you. Nice to know you guys.
Yes, it's a pleasure as well. So thank you again. See you tomorrow. For the student, thank you. See you, Dr. Rauf, and everyone also. And for the student, please, you can chase your mentor from today. Yeah, chase your mentor, get your mentor, and talk about about your ideas. brainstorm your ideas.
Yeah.
And yeah, so change your mentor. And tomorrow is the lecturing time. Mostly you can learn and enrich your ideas, shaping your ideas, what you want to take as a business plan. So thank you. See you tomorrow. Yeah, you may probably leave from the room if because we are through, we're finished. And please do not forget the form of evaluation. So you can evaluate the speakers, you can evaluate the sessions, you can evaluate everything which is according to today's session. At the meantime, I usually handle immersion to our partners. So if we go to Malaysia, we will let you know. Yeah. But you're especially for Malacca, right? Pasok ka sini? Pa Sahuan? Encik Sahuan? Okay.
I'm Johor.
Oh, Johor.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Johor with Melaka beside.
Yeah, it's very nice,
Just,
very near.
Near, around 2 hours 30
2
minutes.
hours. Okay. Yeah, yeah. In Johor, you have so many Johor Baru, which is near.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good at least. Good to know. Good, and it's a new network also for us. At least it's trusted because it's from this forum. It's from this forum. Okay. This is nice too. Usually, yes, Ini.
Izin untuk mematikan ininya ya, Mem ya. The live streaming.
The what?
Live streaming on YouTube.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.